Radio, taking it to the edge and back.
We are back. It's 2020, new year, new show. We're doing a real big today Royal Rumble prediction show. It's the Triple B and Double D Heavyweight Podcast. We're broadcasting live from our Idiot Radio studios in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Also broadcasting live on TuneIn Radio, live online radio, our official website, idiotradio.net, our free Idiot Radio app, which you can get depending on what phone you have, the Apple Store or Google Play Store. And always broadcasting live on Facebook. If you missed the show, you can catch the podcast from this show and all of our other great shows on Idiot Radio, like the Triple B Experience, the Todd DeFazio Show, the Double D Show, and the Best of the Village Idiots. Anytime, anywhere, from any computer or mobile device, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, SoundCloud, Spreaker, YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and now on Facebook. Check it out. In studio today, super producer Gary DeBar.
Hey, everybody.
And Bad Bubba Brewers.
Hey, hi, everybody. Happy 2020.
Now, I heard we got like a little bit of a somebody gave us a nickname from at the end of the year last year.
Really?
They're the Fabulous Three Birds. I like it.
Which one am I?
I don't. You're P.S. Michael Hayes.
Oh, I got my hair cut. I don't know.
I agree.
Oh, okay.
Definitely hates.
I can't do the moonwalk, but I could try. I used to be a good dancer. That's what people tell me.
Is your mic on, Gary? Let's check.
Testing.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
No, I can hear my.
I hear you.
Check your switch on your mic.
I hear you, but you sound like so far away, but you're only
Hello?
a foot away.
There
you go.
I couldn't hear you, so
Sorry.
I wanted to make sure that I could hear you. I knew like we were picking you up from our mics. But
That's what it was.
Right. We have real life situations, people, that happen in studio, and we just keep
Yes.
trucking along.
Yes. Well, we got a great show for our first show of 2020 planned for us today. It's primarily going to be the Royal Rumble prediction show. And new year, clean slate. Gary's part of it now, so we'll start. I know Bubba had the advantage at the end of
I was good
19.
Oh, yeah.
For the
I was a winner
for the
that year.
predictions.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you won
Could
19.
be a winner.
So maybe we'll come up with some kind of stakes or something, and maybe the losers have to buy the winner dinner or something.
Okay, I'm all about that.
For this year, and we'll do that next at the end of the year or whatever. But
You know how I pick them at home?
how?
I just close my eyes and throw stuff at my fridge,
Oh.
and I just put it, boom, and that's how I. That's
You have
how
like
I
those
won.
magnetic darts.
Yeah, those magnetic darts I have, and then that's how I. Yeah, I have no clue. I never win. I never win anything anyway, Todd.
Well, you did them this year. Before we get into the show, we got the Idiot Radio's putting on an event, and I just want to promote it real fast. We're doing a comedy benefit in honor of a young man named Steve Stepanovich. He passed away around Thanksgiving time, and he has 3 little children and has a brand new house and a wife. And, I wanted to do something nice for the kids, to raise money for the kids. So he kind of had a nickname for himself. He called himself Stip Dad, and that was like his Instagram handle and things like that. So I kind of ran with that, created a logo, and created this comedy show, the Stip Dad Comedy Showcase, first annual, I think. I think we're going to do this every year. It's the headliner of the event's T-Robe, and we got a special guest appearing all night long. It's Friday, January 31st at the Brookline Teen Outreach, right there on Brookline Boulevard behind the CVS. Tickets are $20. You can purchase them at stipdadcomedy.eventbrite.com. And with your ticket purchase, you get free beer, pop, snacks, and pizza. So, I mean, you get some free stuff.
Bubba's sold.
I'm trying to come down anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean, from the big town of Indiana, Pennsylvania. So I got to get out some to the big city of champions. But I'm trying to get to here because I love comedy. So if you love comedy, come down and support a great cause.
Yeah, and it's lots of great comics. There's about 6 comics on the show.
Maybe 7 and 8 if me and Todd get up there.
Well, if all three of us are there, we'll introduce the MC.
Oh, okay.
We'll introduce the MC as the fabulous Three Birds.
Perfect.
So we'll do the introduction at the
Bad
beginning
Street, Atlanta, Pittsburgh. Sorry.
So, I don't know. Let's. Did you guys have a good holiday? Good New Year and everything?
Yeah, I did.
How about
I ate
yourself?
too much.
Yeah. I'm slowly realizing I had a wake up call that my fiance bought her wedding dress the other day.
Oh.
So like
It's
we're at like
happening now.
200 days, and I've been saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna lose 100 pounds for the wedding, and I've been screwing off. So I really gotta get my head out of my ass and start.
It's time to put the
Start
Rocky theme
diving.
song in with the garbage bag, run around the neighborhood.
So yeah, I wanna drop 100 pounds for the wedding. So that's where I'm at.
And how
with
many
that.
days do you have?
About 200, 220.
Yeah,
It's doable.
Todd's got a calendar and he marks it off. And
Well, she's counting it down, so that's how I know. She'll post it on Facebook, the countdown.
and it's
every
harder.
so
It's
many
harder to
days.
lose weight the older that we get because I'm
Yeah.
going through that same thing. So I feel your plight.
But here's the thing: if you're not motivated to do it for this,
Yeah.
it ain't happening.
It's
So
not- you'll
it-
never
it's-
be
it's
known.
just not-
So
But so, guys, think about this. It's the Royal Rumble, so we are on the fast track to WrestleMania starting next weekend.
yeah, this is like the
24
wrestling playoffs.
24/7 wrestling for the next
Mania's
3
the
months.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, it blows my mind. We're here.
Yeah.
Well, I'm all about wrestling now anyway, since the Steelers had a crappy season at
Yeah.
December. So once we lost to the Ravens, it's all pro wrestling. So it's you got shows every night. You got YouTube. You got all kind of. There's so much
Yeah.
wrestling right now. It's blowing my mind. And if we all got paid to watch wrestling, we'd probably be millionaires.
So let's go right into just the Wednesday Night Wars. Just a quick update on that because this is a prediction show. The next show will be more of a traditional show. Predictions are the ratings for the Wednesday Night Wars. NXT came up short this week, which it's been pretty close by like a couple thousand, 100,000, under 10,000 on the viewers.
But is it swaying more towards AEW?
It's been swinging back and forth, and then the holidays kind of screwed everything up. But I think AEW pulled 940,000 this week.
Well, that last show of the
But
year
that
of
was
AEW
Bash
was
of the Beach.
well, that last show of AEW in 2019 when they had the Dark Order come out and they just botched the ending, like it was
Yeah, it was bad.
terrible. So it was
and then
so good. and it
NXT
just-
went out on a super high note.
yeah.
Their last show of the year was phenomenal.
Oh, Rhea Ripley's all my money is on Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
Just everything. And Keith Lee. Keith Lee now is
Yeah.
he's so loved by Triple H. Now he's going
Well,
against
Vince loves him too. so-
Undisputed, and that what he did last week, and they try to take him out, and then when he gives you the pounce, you end up in the 5th row.
Yeah.
Like he put the one dude in the hedges outside, like, boo.
So yeah, I see. There's a lot of big things coming from him in the
he's
future.
he's a hell of an athlete.
And but yeah, the Wednesday Night Wars, I think it's a back and forth thing. I don't think anybody has. I think the only reason AEW pulled a higher number this week was because Bash at the Beach, because it was like kind of, it's not a pay-per-view because you weren't paying, but it was like a special event, I guess.
But it really wasn't much different than their normal Dynamite episode.
But they had,
now next week will be
they had
interesting.
DDP
Yeah,
there.
true.
Hey, God bless DDP going off the
Yeah.
top rope. Looks good for being 63 years old.
Yeah,
yoga,
we'll get
man.
him on soon.
Oh. And
yoga.
then the T-shirt
Oh god.
that MJF had. I mean, they're getting a little bit more risque on all, AEW,
Right.
where NXT is just pure wrestling action. So it's two different things. So if you want two different things, you can see that on
Yeah.
Wednesday. I DVR it, so I just boom, 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 boom.
What's
boom.
your preference? I think for me right now, my preference is NXT.
Well, I still love NXT with the wrestling action, but for the sheer pure entertainment value and the wrestling, like the John Moxley, Chris Jericho storyline with the bubbly, and he was in and he got the car and stuff and he turned at the end. It was phenomenal. So that stuff right there is, it's a little bit more edgier. I mean, they're swearing, they're getting away with like, which is
They're pushing it, but now there's a new law that says that they can swear now.
Oh, that's an awesome law.
On regular on that TNT or whatever. I think USA they can too.
Oh, okay.
They just don't, like some of the TV shows they put on.
Well, they got more kids,
and especially I think the handcuffs come off the later it gets in the night.
So what's your answer, Bubba? What do you,
It's a hard answer because I do like them both. But
it
I'm
is hard.
going like before, All Elite come in. I was all about NXT.
Right.
I love NXT for the top show in the WWE franchise. But I'm going to go with All Elite because I do like the underdogs.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, I do like the underdogs, and I think that they always got to get a couple bigger guys because some of the spots that they do, the small, like Orange Cassidy puts his hands in his pocket, which God bless him, he could do stuff that I never could do. But it's all the gimmick, and they are making the fans happy when they come out and do stuff, and that goes for all of them. So
yeah.
Well, let me answer a question with a question. Okay, so the way I look at this is, and I'm going to ask you guys this: are you happy with the state of which WWE is presenting their product at this point? If you look at Raw, not NXT, if you look at Raw and you look at SmackDown, are you happy watching it as a fan?
No.
No.
But, I think right now we're just talking AEW, NXT.
But this
comparing
is
the
what
two.
I'm happy with those two.
This is what I'm getting at, though. Okay, so
We're not. I'm not. I think we're all
Either am I.
collective. None of us are happy with WWE right
Monday
now.
Night
So-
Raw sucks.
I've always been
The
a
Messiah is turning it around.
I've always
No,
been a
I'm
fan of the underdog, and that's why I think I have to pick AEW. I got my AEW shirt
I got
on, but I
your
got my
AEW too.
WrestleMania hoodie on.
There it is, right
but
there.
I love NXT so much. I do. Ciampa and Gargano, they have
Yeah.
such, they
Their
have-
roster's solid.
it's great. But I'm going to have to say AEW because of the sheer fact that it's something new. It's something fresh
Yeah.
for me. And if we want to change the state of wrestling, I think we all need to get on the bandwagon of AEW because we need that competition for wrestling to be great
The
again.
competition's great, Mav. But the thing is, though, the ladies of All Elite are a little lower
Not elite.
than they're not elite. You're right. They're not elite, Todd. Like the 80-pound Japanese. I mean, that's just
Okay.
and then there's that transgender lady that wrestles.
Sunny Kiss?
no. It's part of Brandy Rhodes's.
Sunny Kiss is great.
You know what I mean? It's just that is the weak link in the wrestling of All Elite is the ladies.
See, I'm the opposite
Division.
of you guys. AEW's. I'm having a hard time of keeping my attention with AEW, and I'll tell you why. Because once they run through the main events with, Moxley and Jericho and Cody and Omega and Moxley,
They don't have anybody else.
you don't feel there's anywhere else for them to go.
everyone else on the. I mean, now, who's impressed me on that show is Dustin. The move, like we were talking about, DDP.
Yeah.
The things that Dustin's doing. He's hanging with this young guy.
Yeah, he is.
He's
But
re-energized.
I just, the show is not holding my attention. I'll watch the highlight and be happy with what I've seen. I have a different opinion than you guys. I don't know. It's just
They
not.
need to sign some more independent guys that look good, that are bigger, so they can give them a platform to do that. And I know a couple, and I'm probably talking about a couple today on my segment, like a couple of good independent workers that have the look and that look big. Some of those guys are smaller, and then just
Yeah,
the
that's
tag team
what
stuff
bothers
could
me.
sell a little bit more, except for the high spots to me. There's just not a lot of sell in some of their matches because they do too many high spots.
Right.
And they do too much. Like that. I'm old school when it comes to that, but I still like the product. I mean, Wednesday nights that's what we're talking about. And we've been talking about those two companies for months now. And
Yeah.
we'll be talking about them. And really, if we had to rank anything, those two companies are way ahead of SmackDown and Raw.
Okay, so you mentioned about the women of All Elite, right?
Yes. Weak.
but
okay.
not elite.
Their tag team division. Their tag team division. Okay.
Second
so,
and none. Tag
So
team.
would you rather have the tag team division or would you have the women?
Well,
Because
I love tag team wrestling, and I think, but you have to solidify every division in your company.
Okay. I get that. But this is coming from the guy that absolutely hated women's wrestling.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
I'm going to throw absolutely hated it. Had want nothing to do with it.
Wouldn't book them, wouldn't do anything. Sorry, ladies, but I just wouldn't do it because I wasn't paying $300 to book something that it would have been looking like crap. But nowadays,
now,
I would have.
They're more athletic. They're more entertaining than the
My
guys.
God, yes.
And but one of the things that struck me, like they're pulling like WWE legends over there to AEW, but not as wrestlers. They got legends like, Hall of Famers like DDP. They got Taz now part of the.
What's his role going to? Is he going to be a commentator?
They need to kick that stupid guy with the mask, Excalibur, out of the booth.
Well, he was looking for a sword, and that's why they called him because he never pulled it out of the rock. Because
He needs to get that. Kick him off the booth. Taz should just do some kind of move, throw him out of the booth, and just have the 3 all-stars in there.
But they have to cover for Jim Ross because Ross sometimes forgets their names and he doesn't do the maneuvers.
See, here's the thing with
I like Tony Schiavone when he does the interviews.
Schiavone and
I like
Taz.
Schiavone. I like Schiavone when he was in WCW, to be honest.
Yeah.
I always like Tony Schiavone.
No, JR, he kind of admits that AEW style is the more new style. You got a little more.
Sassafras.
Yeah. Well, he kind of admits the fact that
it's too fast for him.
It's not his thing.
When they're doing 5 moves, when they do 5 moves in the ring, he's like 3 moves behind.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, but that's.
But I do like JR is phenomenal.
Yes.
I mean, look,
they could put him in the Keller role and have somebody else take over as the play-by-play, like Taz, and kick stupid Excalibur out of there.
Well, Excalibur's I think Excalibur's actually helping Ross when he's trying to do some of the talking through some of the maneuvers, and sometimes he forgets.
They're just gonna let JR do what JR does, and that's he
his
tells
catchphrases.
The stories.
Yeah, he tells the stories. He uses the catchphrases, and I love that.
He makes men into stars.
Yeah,
I believe that,
and nobody's done it better.
That's what's missing in WWE right now.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But there are some other commentating guys that I would hire if I was in that, and I hate to say it, but Wade Barrett on NWA Power.
Yeah. But why isn't he in the ring? Why isn't he in the ring?
I don't know.
Because I never disliked anything that he did.
He could be signed by All Elite and be in that thing.
That heavyweight championship fold.
Well, but he just can talk real smooth, and he got that heel persona, and they don't have, All Elite doesn't have a heel persona character in the color commentating. You need a little bit of something.
Yeah.
You just can't have all those guys get along and, and agree with everything.
Chums.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of NXT AEW, what do you feel about Beth Phoenix and being her
I didn't
NXT?
even know that was her. For a long time, and I like her in that role. Over there.
I don't mind it.
Well, she didn't get a word in edgewise there for a while, and then they started talking schmack to the head. What's his name?
What, Morrow?
Yeah, Morrow. And then there was an issue, and then he has some kind of
he has some emotional.
Yeah, he has some emotional stuff. He's not tough.
But Morrow is
he's very good. He's very good.
He's so good.
But I think
he could be the next JR.
Yeah.
But the problem is because he tells the story so well, he uses references that millennials and that we would get. Let's face it.
He bridges.
No,
the gap.
but
I'm old school.
He'll throw a reference in for
Sure.
Marvel or or a Star Wars reference, and that's.
Yeah,
let's
and Nigel McGuinness is good too.
Yeah, but I don't know if either of you guys caught any of the UK pay-per-view that just happened.
I just saw the ending.
I know there's so much out there, but if you ever get a couple
watch
hours,
it.
Well, Shawn, they just announced that Shawn Michaels is doing the NXT.
he's
UK.
running. Yeah,
they're changing the title. I heard they're going to change the name of it or something.
which I saw that it was we posted that. But any news on what the title was going to be called?
Yeah, there's nothing out official yet.
So Shawn is running just the UK brand, or is he running NXT brand?
I think he's doing UK and Triple H is doing.
They both split apart.
Yeah.
See, I thought maybe Vince was going to focus more on the XFL, and then which would take
Well, it's
Triple
coming
H
in 3 weeks. The XFL's coming, so
Yeah.
Vince is going to be doing that because he's going to put all his he's going to put all his marbles into that in 3
Yeah,
weeks.
because
So-
he
so
doesn't
I
want
weeks.
to fail at something twice.
No.
So that's why I thought that maybe Triple H was going to start taking over more of that role, which means Shawn Michaels going to take over NXT.
It
But
very well could happen. I think they're kind of leaving Raw in Heyman's hands right now.
Oh God! When we talk to Raw, get rid of that lovely, stupid angle that we all hate.
Yeah, the Lashley.
Oh, it's terrible.
All right, let's I got one more thing with the AEW before we go into the next thing. The Arn Anderson Cody thing. We were kind of talking about this off the air. I don't see this being a match made in heaven very long. I don't think it's going to get past the honeymoon
I agreed
phase.
with you. You and I were on the same wavelength with
Yeah.
that. That's immediately what I thought.
Yeah, I was on the other side of the fence.
Because
Could you not see him
the
doing a heel
Horsemen
turn?
were the ultimate rivals of Dusty.
And you
You know,
got
like-
Tully, you got Tully and Arn. You
Right.
got them both.
Yeah,
But MJF, could you just see Arn being his mentor? That would be an awesome heel faction
Yeah.
with Arn as the, you know what I mean? I could see that because you're taking everything away from Cody.
With Sean
right?
Sean Spears with Tully and then
Yeah.
Wardrow. So the three of them, but you need that 1/4 person.
But technically, you don't even need Tully and Sean in
they
this.
could be separate, but
They could be separate. I mean,
It
eventually
just-
I could see that.
it just doesn't seem something seems wrong with
Yeah.
that. Just seeing Arn Anderson with Dusty Rhodes' kid,
Yeah.
But he's
you know what I mean?
But he's been a face so long, and he would he turn heel, and it's hard for him. It's very hard for him, I believe, to get in and out of the ring because his neck and his back and
yeah.
stuff. But he did give somebody a spine buster, I believe.
I think you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah, recently. So, and he's doing his own podcast, and if anybody heard that show's phenomenal. And he hasn't talked too much of the All Elite, but
There's
he does throw a little bit of stuff in there.
There's some kind of thing going on with Tosh from Tosh.0 and Arn
I
Anderson.
seen that.
Yeah, like I guess like Tosh like trashes Arn every chance.
Every
he
chance.
gets.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
He has a big picture of Arn, and he was like, "Hey, Arn, somebody coming to my house dressed as Arn Anderson, kind of stuff." And then Arn cut a promo, and he's like, "Look, if I see you," I mean, he cut it could be a work or
yeah,
whatever,
it could.
but it is fun. And Tosh,
Well, it
Tosh
would
is
get
funny.
it would get some people to turn heads to Arn's.
He's been
podcast.
bashing.
Yeah.
He's been bashing Arn Anderson for years, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Years.
just,
Really?
now it's got legs and it's getting worse.
I see. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, I seen the video. Look, Google it, America, and you'll see
Yeah.
what we're talking about.
But I to get back to what we were saying, I could see the heel turn, Arn going with,
It
MJF.
just doesn't. It's not. It's like
because you're taking you've
it's like
taken
two
everything
things that
from
don't
Cody.
belong together.
Right, you're taking everything from Cody at this point, so you're going to take that as well.
So everybody that
So
gets
the
with Cody's going to turn on him in less than 2 months, because that's what it seems like. Everybody's, I'm with you, Cody, and then 2 months is a swerve all the time. So it can't be that
But
predictable.
it extends the feud.
Yeah, I agree, and I think he needs somebody because Arn, is playing like the coach mentor kind of thing with the paper behind, so they can't watch his, like a playbook.
And not only that, you got to keep Cody out of the title picture.
Cody should never win the title.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So having feuds like this, secondary feuds, it works.
And right now, no offense, we get back to Moxley should not win the title. For him pursuing a title, to me, is ratings because they just beat on him and beat on him and beat on him, and have Jericho cut awesome promos like the last week.
Yeah, they
when he
shouldn't
did.
take it off Jericho anytime soon.
No.
But one more thing before we move on from the Wednesday Night Wars. Next week should be interesting because it's going to be on the Jericho Cruise, from my understanding.
Nice.
I think that's
What
what
are they going to have? Gopher and
Because it's Bash at the Beach, Part 2. There's 2.
oh.
But this
I
one,
didn't-
I
I
think it's
wasn't
going to be
aware of that.
broadcasted from I
Right
could
into
be wrong,
Cruise.
but
Well,
I
he does
think
that
it's-
cruise all the time.
He does. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
the second year for it, and I think it's going to be broadcasted from.
So
the
it's going to
cruise.
be an AEW show, not just
Yeah.
a Jericho.
And it's
show.
they've never had it on a Caribbean cruise where they probably had professional wrestling, so it's probably a first ever. 'Cause
Ever, yeah.
Vince never done this. So it's
Yeah.
like out in waters having a show.
Right.
So somebody's gonna do a flip, probably off
The
of the boat to the second level to the life raft.
Be
and then
interesting
kick out.
to see. There's possibilities there. I don't know. So
They
we'll-
should introduce that like the Love Boat. Like all the wrestlers would be like, they have the Love Boat thing in front
The
with their
theme,
names, the theme
yeah,
song,
that'd be
and their
great.
names would be in front, like,
That's
AEW.
old school
Yeah,
promoting
yeah.
right there. That's
Sorry, I'm an old man.
That's
Showing
old
your age.
school
Yeah,
promotion
yeah.
right there. NXT. While we were talking about NXT, now the big rumor is no NXT active members of the NXT roster at the Rumble, which
It saves spaces for people for surprises.
it also
No, but I also heard that they were going to bring in some. Who the heck's in my notes?
They're bringing in your boy CM Punk's
No,
coming.
they're not. He's
Nah, I
not
don't know.
coming. We'll get to that, but I doubt it. Shayna, they said Shayna
Well,
might.
Shayna, I think her losing
They need
that puts her to the main roster.
they need the NXT. I mean, who they have
But
right
yeah,
now,
I don't think Baszler's going to be NXT anymore. I think has she been on TV since she lost the title?
Yes, she was in a battle royal and she lost Wednesday night because Bianca Blair took the number one contender and she's going in their takeover to go against Ripley. So she's probably going to do something or wrestle somebody, and she's probably coming to the Rumble. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah,
here's the
she's
thing.
jumping to the main roster.
Yeah.
right now, and like I said, we'll get into this, but they have 4 women confirmed for the women's Rumble. They
Yeah,
need.
we'll
they
get
need,
into that for sure.
They need women or the NXT women.
They don't have enough women.
They don't have enough. I mean, you
Yeah.
can bring back the Bellas. You can bring back Beth
But
Phoenix.
there's a lot of girls they're not using right now too.
They need something. They need.
Alicia Fox will come out.
They need some
I
women.
think she retired.
Hey, she was good though. Alicia Fox was good. They just
I
gave
think-
her. They gave her not.
I think she was voluntold to retire. I think that's how that went.
my only complaint about no NXT people in the Rumble is they dominated. They dominated Survivor Series. And then they're not in the Rumble.
They killed it.
Like, how do you do that? Like
That's a better product, and just keep them on it because they have a takeover before that.
the night before.
Yeah, so that stuff right. The takeovers the night before any WWE pay per view blows every. This is just my opinion. Blows every
I agree.
WWE pay per view.
But they're not doing it for the Royal Rumble.
No.
They're not doing a takeover for the Royal Rumble.
They're in Portland here soon.
Are they doing a separate pay per view?
They're doing NXT takeover in Portland.
But it's not the day before the
The
Rumble.
Rumble.
Okay,
They're not-
well, then I'm wrong. I'm sorry, I'm not always right, people. I'm sorry, but those takeovers are the best thing that WWE.
I
Right.
agree. But I thought
And they're doing it without major stars. They're doing it with people they've created in house.
But those are
and that's what
stars.
they did in the 80s.
Yep.
Those are stars. Like all
Yeah.
those NXT guys are all stars. They can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They can't
There-
get a
there's a
coffee.
lot of
they
them
can't get
that-
a beer because they're going to get surrounded.
A lot of them
Ciampa
don't.
says that
He's not leaving.
Yeah, he said he'd rather quit than
As he should
get
not.
called up to the main
He
roster.
should not. None of those
That's
guys.
such a big statement too.
Yeah.
To
That-
have
that's saying something, and that should send a direct message to Vince McMahon and say, "Whoa, what's going on?
something's
here?
wrong. Yeah.
Something's not right."
But what would Vince do though?
He
What
don't
if
care
you-
about.
Well,
Tommaso Ciampa.
you're,
yeah.
pronouns, pal. You're going up to the Fed. You know what I mean? Like, sorry, I was stealing stuff, but if he tells them to go, they have to go because that's your boss. You have to do what
Yeah.
your boss tells you. You just can't have a sit-in protest.
Yeah,
like
but
I'm not going to go.
But this goes back to why AEW is such a powerful thing right now. Okay, say he forces Ciampa to go up because Ciampa's pretty over, right? Well, bring him up to the main roster. I'm not going to the main roster. Okay, well, fire me. Okay, I'll go to AEW. He's not going to
Yeah.
do that because
Well, that's the thing
they're-
with AEW now that it kind of gives the stars a little bit of leverage.
Yep.
Well, it's good to have a little
They
bit of
command.
leverage.
They're
Gives the power to the
commanding
locker
more
room.
money. Look at the multi-million-dollar deal Lana got. For what? To make out with Bobby Lashley?
to
Like,
get cake in her face.
yeah. No one cares.
She's the words can't describe that storyline to me.
Yeah. It's not even. I don't think
No.
it's even worth talking about. I just hope it's over soon. Like over, like as in finished.
Probably-
Like Lashley
probably not.
has a new girlfriend or something. It's just
well,
ridiculous.
apparently Lana has a new girlfriend.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That was a stupid storyline.
No, but
Yeah, the fans were so excited for her to be Sister Abigail.
right.
And then she comes out as Lana's lover. It's like, what? Did you just killed the whole build-up for this. You had her go dark on social media for 6 months for that?
Well, Paulie probably thought it was like ECW of '97, with Beulah and Francine or something. Who knows? It's just dumb.
Yeah, it was bad. Now, another thing I think is really dumb right now is he's been all over media is David Benoit, Chris Benoit's
For
son.
what?
I don't understand why somebody keeps putting a mic in front of him.
Well, I'm not sure what you're getting at with this yet, but
there's 2 points that I have.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Two bullet points that I got from all of these interviews that he's been doing lately.
Don't talk about bullets with this segment.
There's something wrong. He's a little bit off, right? Just for this fact, he says he wants to someday induct his father into the Hall of Fame.
That's never going to happen.
I'm gonna crap out $50 bills every time I go to the bathroom before this guy gets put into the Hall of Fame, unless some kind of new evidence comes that clears his name and, without a shadow of a doubt, says that he didn't do what he did to his family. I don't know where he's coming
He's
from.
He's never going in anywhere
to say that.
It's never going to happen.
Okay,
we're all dead.
So here's
I can't believe wrestling fans say it because he was a great wrestler, but he wasn't a good person.
No,
there was something wrong.
Well, here's the thing.
Too many shots to the head.
I'll never forget the day that this happened.
Right.
We were at Rose Inn.
Yeah. Well,
we had.
It was after training, people. We weren't drinking, but anyway, yeah.
Yeah. We were training because we had a show there. I think the week.
The next week.
Next week. So the ring was set up. We went to training and Mr. Tapout, Donnie Fulmer. I'm sure he would be listening right now.
Yes.
Because he was last time, but he came. We were all lacing up our stuff and getting ready to go, and he comes in and goes, "Guys, do you hear what just happened?" And we're looking, and he said, "Chris Benoit died." And we're at the point we didn't know what happened.
Yeah.
We were like Vince.
We were, we had no idea what happened. We thought he just died.
Yeah.
We didn't know that it was a double murder, suicide,
because
whatever it was.
he just bought that house, and I was thinking, I remember when I was at the bar talking, I'm like, it had to be a gas leak, and they didn't get out, and it killed everybody.
That was
was my synapse of the situation. But then Vince does this whole tribute. Like, let's do stuff without having all the evidence in. Let's do this. Let's give them all that.
Yeah.
And then they look like a bunch of schmokes.
And then
and that's one of the reasons why he'll never get in.
We're all conspiracy theorists, and we're like, "Oh, it was Kevin Sullivan."
Yeah,
it was Kevin Sullivan. We were making all this stuff, but we didn't get any practice.
No,
and it's a shame because Chris Benoit was honestly, and right now maybe I'm ashamed to admit this, but he was always one of my favorite wrestlers, especially when he was in WCW. He wasn't a guy that had a big personality.
Right. He was all business.
But he was so good, so smooth. And the same thing with Dean Malenko. I'm a huge Dean Malenko mark, always was.
Yeah.
Because they can work in the ring and their work ethic was just phenomenal to me.
But his life ethic would never get him in.
No, but that's the thing. It broke my heart. It still breaks my heart. It's a sensitive subject for me.
I can't believe people still pushing for the Hall of Fame for it.
Stop putting this
because
kid
that's
in
the way
position.
that's the way society is now,
Yeah.
and they're going to do that. And I mean, his kid probably doesn't. His kid probably has a couple screws loose. No offense, ladies and gentlemen, because of the situation that happened. And even if he thought that his dad's never going to get in, because he looks like he's
just like him without the muscles.
Yeah,
and the other bullet point to this is he wants to wrestle as Chris Benoit Jr.
No.
What company is gonna, in their right mind, is gonna let him do that?
There will be some independent company that would
backyard wrestling that needs another 50 people.
There will be somebody that will give him that opportunity. They really just need to stop sticking a mic in front of this kid. I mean, I can imagine what he's going through.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's going to be right for the rest of his life just thinking about what happened.
After what happened, but I don't
look at the. No offense, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the picture. He looks like it's Home Alone 7. Like, he looks like a Macaulay Kid's brother. You know what I mean? Or like, it's just bad. Like,
Yeah.
you know, your dad did something that is a blemish on professional wrestling until, you know, then
On
until we
humanity,
all
shit.
yeah. I mean, you just don't hug your little son, and then you do what you did, and your wife who you truly love, you know, you just don't. And then, like, I believe the concussions had a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
His headbutts and coming off the top rope, and he had a brain of an 85-year-old man.
Guys,
so.
we're all just one medical emergency from being
Not me. I know
from
I am.
snapping,
From
right?
being
not
Antonio Brown.
And AB, yep.
Well, that's what they say
exactly.
when I do a Facebook Live post. They're like, "Hey, Bubba, what is wrong with you?" And I'm like, "Dude, I'm just living, living the dream."
It's one of those things.
See my agent.
Does he deserve to get in from a wrestling standpoint? He was phenomenal, but he can't. You can't put
Yeah.
him in.
No,
you
he
can't
does,
put him
but
into a Hall of Fame.
Hey,
Stop mentioning it.
They're not.
You just stop.
They're
Like,
reluctant to put China in because she did porn, but then you're gonna. There's
That
gonna
took
be
many,
people
but
that-
she didn't go in by herself.
okay, but
Yeah.
the thing of it is, look how many. I'd have to look it up. How many of those women went in that did Playboy?
Yeah.
A lot,
Yeah,
but
it's a double standard.
It's like
It's the-
we
it's the
we
time.
know
they,
why
they went
China
in.
didn't
They
get
went
in.
into Playboy as WWE superstars with their WWE name.
Yeah, well,
Was it
hey,
Sable?
X-Pac went in. He did porn.
Yeah.
With
China.
China.
I
know.
seen it. It was okay. I see. Hey, everybody that's watched it probably seen it. I'm just admitting to it. I did inside China,
and then
outside
Paige.
China.
Hey,
Yeah.
if Paige ever does come back, which speculation is telling us that she's going to come back, right? And she has a good rest of the career and doesn't screw anything up, they're going to put her into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
She did porn, people. China did porn.
It was a new day.
Is it?
Yes, it was.
Well, hey, is doing porn a bad thing, wrestling fans? I don't think so.
I guarantee
So it's a
you,
double-
90% of people watching this podcast
Or
wrestling fans have watched
we
it.
just
It's
got
like-
off the rail.
it's like peanut butter and jelly.
They don't care that she did porn, okay? They don't
Yeah.
care.
No.
They don't care. The wrestling fans,
He'll
they're
never,
fans of porn as well.
You can do porn and get in the Hall of Fame, but if you kill your family, you are not getting
That's
in.
a no.
You're right.
That's a hard no. All right, let's take it to a little bit of a lighter subject today. This was interesting. I seen it floating around social media, and I posted it to our social media. If you could party with one wrestling superstar for one night, alive or dead, who would it be? I don't. Do you guys want to get Bob? Do you want to go first?
Can we name a few?
How about we do a current star and
One that passed
an
away?
old school? Any, they don't. It could be a lot.
Okay.
It could be anything.
Okay,
Are
I'll
we-
party.
are we
I'll,
just-
I'll party with anybody.
Are we just talking about partying or just like
Having
hang
a beer.
out with them
Having
for
a
a day?
beer.
Like party.
Like seriously party? Like seriously party where we forget our names and the tab is so high that we got to take a mortgage out?
Well, then
from the bank?
there's one guy you do that with.
Ooh, yeah.
There's one. I mean,
Don't do that with the Sandman because he'll drink 25 Long Islands and you got to pay for it. Man, that was a prick move too, buddy. I'm just saying it's true.
What
And then
about-
you got a
hey.
steak dinner to boot, Todd.
hey, what about New Jack?
Ooh, New Jack. Oh God.
We have stories.
Oh, that'll be off the.
I've
yeah.
heard a lot of stories of New Jack.
Ooh, yeah.
No, I don't. The person I think, I mean, just from watching the documentary and hearing all the stories, the 30 for 30, you know, Ric Flair in his
Oh,
prime.
That's the one guy I was talking about.
Ric Flair in his prime, not this.
Yeah.
This parody of Ric Flair that he is now, doing rap videos and all the nonsense he's doing now. But
He's trying to stay
the
relevant.
legend of Ric Flair.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to be. That's the party I want to be at.
So you're taking Flair.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Ric Flair in his prime, not now.
Okay.
That was going to be my one guy too.
So you both were Flair.
I would say Flair, but there's one more that I want to mention that I think would just be. But go ahead, you go.
Well, I'm going to go because I've always been, all my life, I've been a Piper Mark all my life.
Okay, you're going to go
And
Piper. That's an
me-
interesting one.
And me drinking with Roddy Piper just to pick his brain and get a little, whatever. I think he was a family man, but still, I met him a couple times. And when I did meet him, I stood in line at IWC when they brought him in up in Meadville. And I stood in line for 2.5 hours, and I would have stood in line for 7 days to meet Piper. And I met him again at Steel City Combo. And I met him the first time. I told his son, Colt, I said, you know what? I've been a fan of your dad since I was 12 years old. I'm a big dude. I was getting emotional. Hey, people, when you like the people that you like in your entire life, I don't care. Like, meeting Piper was one of the biggest, you know what I mean? I have him on my wall. You know what I mean? You chew bubble gum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubble gum. And it would be Piper.
Which is ironic because your hero was Hogan. but you're also love Flair. Like, it was one of those things like one made the
When
other
I was a
for
kid,
you.
I was a huge Hogan fan, but then I got tired as a kid seeing Hogan. Well, brother, and then he would always just be indestructible. Like, he would always just pull through. But the only man that he could never beat was Piper. He could never beat Piper, and I still believe to this day, if it wasn't for Roddy Piper in WrestleMania with Hogan doing that with Vince, it was a whole team effort that made it what it was. But I would drink shots of whatever with Piper.
What about current guys? I think current guys, I don't know. It's a little bit off the cuff. It's not like a mainstream star. I would go R-Truth because I think you'd have me laughing my balls off the whole day.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one. Man, I don't know.
Oh man.
Well, here I'll
A lot of them don't drink. If you want to play video games with them now,
I'm
but
not
they
a
don't.
video
They
game
don't.
guy.
Yeah, I mean, I play
Now,
Madden, but
Jericho just said something where he said Cena drank him under the table one night.
I ain't.
You know a little bit about Jericho and his drinking too. So.
Yeah, I bought Jericho a drink at the strip joint once. Him and Mark Madden. Hell yeah, yeah. I mean, but I don't know who would be now because they don't party like that anymore.
Yeah.
But to go back to real quick, just to go back, you said Flair, you said Piper. I was going to go Flair, but since you said Flair, I'm going to go with Stone Cold. That's mine.
Okay.
I'd also like to party with Sheiky, Iron Sheik, but
Yeah,
I think that'd be a hoot.
Oh my god!
I think
That's
that
how.
would be not.
I humble you.
Nah, well, he could do all that he wants.
He would do everything.
But I'll drink with him. I think that'd be a hoot.
I don't think he drinks,
just
Jer.
Post on Twitter with him all day.
I don't think he.
His Twitter posts are the
That might
best.
actually be able to happen if we really pushed it.
We could probably get him on.
Oh, that would be awesome.
And then Virgil would be another one.
No,
Me too.
I ain't dealing with Virgil.
Fuck him.
I knew I was gonna.
I ain't dealing with
I was
Virgil.
gonna.
Nope.
I was gonna get.
Nope.
I
Nope.
I don't know who has more of hatred for him, Baba or me.
I didn't know about you having
Yeah,
hatred for
dude.
him, but I knew that was going to push his buttons.
Oh,
That's why
yeah.
I said it.
I've
Going
told
through the
this,
Steel City Con and then I'll never do that Hulk Hogan, that fat ass Hulk Hogan impersonator up there. But I'm like, oh, you son of a
Man,
go sit at Buffalo Wild Wings and have your little picnic table and you know what I mean, and charge $1 to
Not
see
a
it.
Buffalo Wild Wings. I
so,
love Buffalo Wild
you
Wings.
know,
No,
you
don't go
know
there.
Baba's story.
Yeah.
So mine, I've told on this show before. I was in South Hills Village Mall, which is a local mall here in Pittsburgh. Because there are people in that listen outside of Pittsburgh. It was when he went to WCW. He was Vincent, and he was like, it was a short run. He wasn't there very long in the NWO. I was in the mall, and I had a flip phone, and it had a camera on it. I walked up to him with an NWO T-shirt on and said, "Hey, man, how you doing?" I put my hand out to shake his hand, and he goes, "Do I know you?" and like bumped my shoulder and kept going.
I wrestled him.
And my friends held me back. 'cause
I wrestled
was
him.
gonna fight him.
I wrestled him in Indiana at the Ice Center. He tagged up with the Freebirds 2000 with Dr. Feelgood and Casanova Cato, and they took my shirt, and I didn't even get any moves in with Virgil. And here's what Virgil did. He was like, oh, yeah, Virgil. He was doing the face stuff so he could get the 8x10 so he could make the money, and then he turned heel. Right, boom, which is great. I understand that. He's got to make money. I understand that. And then I got painted NWO on my back, and it took me weeks to get the damn thing off.
I was there
It's terrible.
as a kid watching this, by the way. So we're showing Bubba's age right now.
The best website ever, and it's been since taken down, was called Lonely Virgil, and you would see him sitting at different places with like a table.
Call
set up.
Call in, Mike. We'll take your call, Mike. We'll take your call.
No meat sauce for you, though.
We'll take your call, Mike.
Well, a quick reset here. We're talking.
Sorry.
It's the Triple B, and we got off on
I
our
apologize.
hate for Virgil.
I figured that was going to get him going. That's
the-
all I said.
It's the Triple B and Double D Heavyweight Podcast, and we're talking about if you get to party with one wrestler for 24 hours, who's it going to be? Alive or dead, it doesn't matter. It's just for fun. I mean, we went to social media on this, and Keith B said the Nature Boy. Mike D said Andre the Giant. Jennifer M said Stone Cold. Mike D said Piper. Shannon B said Rob Van Dam, hands down.
Well, now he's in now he's got two women and he's
women.
Cat's meow.
Apparently, wants to be a third.
Oh wow!
And
well, that's worth watching. Impact,
and he apparently, he partakes in. He has one of those cards, one of those weed cards. He has irritable bowel syndrome, so he gets. He gets extracurriculars.
One time I'm sitting over here thinking. One time, this is a one-time story. I'm sitting here thinking. I know, and it's the same thing as we're talking about. Like, who would we party with? I remember one time we had Matt Hardy. The day he got fired, and I know I told this story. We had Matt Hardy worked for IWC, and we hooked up at Bubba's at High Tops, and they had the second level, and they had all these WWE superstars. And I'm going to tell this story, people, because I don't care, because it was funny. And we all went down from Indiana. There was a few of us, and we went down, and we went down with Benny K. And I remember Benny K. Whatever. Benny K. bought 50 or 75 shots in front of Chris Jericho, and they were talking about, I got a place in Tampa, and Benny's like, I got a place in Tampa. Well, I mean, Benny had some whatever, and I was trying to get a job in the bathroom with Jonathan Coachman. I wasn't doing anything illegal. I was going to the bathroom, and I'm like, hey, I think I could be the Big Show's little brother. I didn't get a lot of food at the dinner table, and I was eating. I took all their wings, and there was like Tori Wilson and all the girls, and then the girl that passed away, Ashley. That's when before she was in the Diva competition, and she actually was very personable, and she was the only one that actually said hi to me. Chavo Guerrero was there. Shelton Benjamin and Chris Masters wanted to put me in the master lock and kick my ass. They did not like me. Well, I was eating all their wings, and I jumped on the table, and I was surfboarding, and it was just, You were
auditioning.
I was trying to get whatever I could, and and I'm like, people, you're probably listening like, oh, Bubba, you're whatever. But look, people, I was trying to get an opportunity to be whatever, because I figured if I could get in, I would put the ring up. I would do whatever it needed to be, because once you get into the WWE and you're like that, then you're set for life. You are, that was the one time that. Like Jericho and all these guys. So I did party with all those guys. And Matt Hardy was there because we had, that's the connection that we had. Matt was great. But yeah, I was a little over, I was drinking, I was partying, but I don't know who I would drink with now. Maybe somebody older that had like stories. Like, who I'd probably drink with would be, because I was sitting in the locker room, would be Terry Funk, because when he was talking, I listened to him and I soaked everything up because he thought I looked like Jody Hamilton from The Assassins, and I thought that was cool. Okay, I'll shut up now.
Well, a couple more from the social media. Tony S. Said Sabu.
That's interesting.
Greg R. sent an interesting one in.
That's very interesting.
Brewer.
Oh, my God. Everybody in the Western Pennsylvania area has drank one with me if I want to rock and roll.
Bubba Brewer.
Thank you.
He wants to
I don't drink too much anymore.
Josh B. said Gerald Briscoe by a mile. And Joey N. He said Cactus Jack.
Does he even drink?
I don't know.
Currently, I don't know who I would pick, guys, honestly.
I went old school because there's nobody.
Who did you say?
I said R-Truth.
R-Truth.
That's about as recent as you. I said Terry Funk because he's alive, because just the story, just have a beer with Terry Funk and just listen to the stories, because there's a ton of stories. Like it would be about the stories,
I don't know.
We didn't say any females. I don't know, because they probably are so work out. They probably don't even party. So
yeah, they're probably straight laced.
Yeah,
that's a fine line.
I think the ones that were train wrecks they've weeded them out slowly.
Yeah, we don't want anything of that, because if we drink with one of those train wrecks, our significant others would kill us anyway, and we don't need that, because our significant others are entrenched in our lives, and God bless you guys.
Absolutely.
All right, on that note, let's take our first break, and then we'll be back right after this.
For all your heating and cooling needs, service, and installation, contact our friends at Complete Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning, 412-513-3001. Doesn't your family deserve complete comfort?
We're back on the Triple B and Double D Heavyweight Podcast. I think like we've missed each other, because like we've kind of, this is like kind of the Royal Rumble prediction show, and we're like
We're going off on
40
every-
minutes into the show, and we really haven't talked Royal Rumble yet.
Guys, I'll say this. It's awesome being here with both of you. I miss this.
Oh,
You know,
I
was
love
only
this
on one
show.
other show
I love this show.
prior to this, but
We could do this show every day.
this gives me a release, and I appreciate being here with you guys.
Yeah.
So that's all I got to say.
So if everybody's out there that wants to do this, I know Todd is doing phenomenal stuff with a whole bunch of stuff, but I know the three of us could talk wrestling every day.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do it nationally. That'd be great. Like, I'm not going to quit my state job, but it'd be close if we could do this nationally every
we get
day
the
for
paycheck
4
with
hours a day, talk stuff, and just
If the
ratings.
paycheck was worth the while.
Yes,
for
that's
sure.
right. Nothing's free, people.
Just a quick promotion here on the Stepdad Comedy Showcase with headliner T-Robe, with special guest appearances all night long. Friday, January 31st. This is a Idiot Radio event, Todd DeFazio Media event. It's at the Brookline Teen Outreach on Brookline Boulevard. Tickets are $20. You can get your tickets at stepdadcomedy.eventbrite.com. It's BYOB 21 and over. Also, with ticket purchase, you get pizza, pop, beer, and there's some other snacks and stuff. Plus, there's going to be raffles and things like that. And all the proceeds go to the Stepanovich children. There's 3 children under the age of 8 years old. I think they're 7, 6, and 2, and they lost their father at Thanksgiving time. So all the proceeds raised from this event will go to those children. So
Guys, you spend $20, like,
yeah, and you're getting a quality show. You're going to spend $30 for at the Pittsburgh Improv, and you're
and
getting
more.
free beer
And
and
more.
pizza.
yeah, I mean, you piss away $20.
Yeah.
I mean, it's for a good cause. You're going to be entertained.
Yeah,
right?
it's going to be a great night.
You're going to get, refreshments and pizza and
Right.
and you probably hang out with us.
Yeah, that's that's awesome.
the
But it's
fabulous
That's worth
Three
$20.
Birds.
That's worth $20.
Yeah, we'll
I'm
come
not
hang
wearing
out.
a robe or anything like that when I go out. I just maybe this hat. There's no robes.
Nothing but the hat.
No,
Hey, there is a guy that used to work at this station that made a homemade Ric Flair robe. I don't want him to talk about it and mention his name. But yeah,
that's okay though.
and he would walk around with a championship belt every
Nah, I'm not a belt mark.
Too expensive.
Yeah, too expensive. I have the APWF belt downstairs in the Triple B Bar and Grill, but yeah, I'm not a belt mark.
What about that DX hat you used to wear?
I did that to be a smartass.
I'll get you that. We'll find that picture. We're posting.
Oh, I have it on my Facebook. Yeah,
Anyway.
Yeah, I was.
All right, so
Pardon.
right now we're going to get into we trying to do this every show. Bubba picks a promotion of the week, and this week, Bubba, your promotion is
Imagine Wrestling.
All right.
Imagine Wrestling has it's very near and dear to me because recently they put me in their circle of excellence. I wrestled my last match. I tagged up with Big Lenny against Crusher Hansen and Lucio DeVere, and I got the pin. And that's my last match ever. And it was an emotional night for me. Mav was there. It was awesome. It was the end of a story that you can't make in Hollywood. So, but Imagine Wrestling is the newest federation based out of Altoona, but it has prior lineage to Keystone Championship Wrestling.
And kudos for them for keeping that lineage. I
Yeah.
mean, seriously, there's a lot of guys that came before Imagine Wrestling that kind of paved the way, so to speak, for this organization. And if I can just say, Cato runs a great show.
Ken Downs Casanova Cato runs
Kudos
a
to you.
great organization. He's old school.
Yeah.
He does things the way he wants to do it, and his staff. Those guys have different departments that they do, and they're all great guys. I known them for years. They love the business, and they want to bring stuff to Central Pennsylvania. Wrestling fan friendly. It's like, believe me, ladies and gentlemen, when you go there, it's like everybody goes there because that's what they do. They go there, they interact, and they just the fans are fans. They all hang out. They've been it was founded in 2018. They had I believe Volume 9. They do their shows called Volume 1, 2, and 3.
Which is cool.
They're doing that's what they call them, volumes. They have the email addresses, info at imaginewrestling.com. They have a website. They have a Facebook.
ImagineWrestling.com is the website.
And they also have
Volume 9 is Saturday, February 15th.
They're bringing in the franchise, and they also have like they have a training center. They train twice a week. Okay, they train Thursdays at 6 p.m. and every Sunday at 10 a.m. So if you have any more information, contact those guys. If you have the desire to be in the wrestling business, Casanova Cato and his crew, Ken will train you, and he's actually had people all over Western Pennsylvania, all over the East Coast, all over in, Sebastian, WWE was in SmackDown and all that kind of stuff. Superstar Dave Daniels back in the day. Now
Bobby
he's got
Shields.
Bobby Shields. Now he has like the younger guys. They have like the roster. Their heavyweight champion just beat Chris LaRusso, and their champion is Spencer Slade, this individual right here. He looks like Kurt Angle. He's in shape. The fans love him. And I just got to say, it was at one show before I got into the Circle of Excellence, and they had the Beast Man. So if anybody ever seen the Beast Man in wrestling, the Beast Man is
I've
phenomenal.
had some interactions with Beast Man.
Okay, I seen him, and he come out of the locker, out of the curtain. He made kids were crying. They were scared so much. And you know what one of the staff did? That kid was just having an emotional breakdown, and the staff went over and made sure and gave this little boy an Imagine t-shirt. And I thought that was cool, and I asked if he was okay, because it's when you're a little kid and you see the Beast Man coming through, it's something. I mean, he's a great worker. A lot of guys on that show, me and Mav know personally, like big time Bill Collier,
Absolutely.
Jimmy the high flying hippie. Big Lenny is over like Rover. His gimmick, he's been doing it for years, and Lenny is probably the heart and soul of the company, because he believes in wrestling just like Cato does. And then your buddy the
gavel, baby, gavel, David Lawless.
And then Chris LaRusso. And they have main event. They have like 7 matches, and they do a thing like the Circle of Excellence. They do something before the show. I think the last show they put in Hank Hudson. So if anybody that wants to see independent wrestling, in this state, Imagine Wrestling, contact them. Like, I go to shows and I just like to be entertained, and I am entertained when I go there. I've been there a couple times. They're actually having some shows. They're bringing shows down to my area in Blairsville, Pennsylvania, and Reynoldsville. So they're starting to expand now. And Cato does stuff, you know what I mean? He just does it. He's old school, and he does it by the book. Those guys have a lot of desire. The trainees, they had a gentleman, the professional Brandon Elliott, just had his first match, and I guess he blew the roof off the place last show. And they got a thing called the Neighborhood, where they have that must be their heel faction. I have not yet seen them in action, but they've been causing a lot of controversy with Big Lenny and doing stuff like that. So, guys, this is coming from me because these guys did something which I never thought they would ever do. They put me in the circle. They gave me a plaque. They let me, when I got the call from Ken, I got it from work. I had to sit down because, you know what I mean? He was like, Bubba. And I was like, hi, Ken, how you doing? I was like, do I got to sit down? He's like, Bubba, we had somebody couldn't make it. Can you come in? I didn't even hesitate, ladies and gentlemen. I never thought I'd ever wrestle again. I mean, I had a great career. You know what I mean? I got a hot dog and a Coca-Cola. I was cool with that, and I got to shake every kid's hands and treat people with respect and do whatever, because I'm telling you, as I'm sitting here right now, there's nobody like me. It's a passion that I have. This wrestling business, when I was 10 years old and I saw the first WrestleMania through the scrambled thing and stuff like that, this company here is just, it's over with me. Once you go there, you will see upcoming superstars of the professional wrestling business. You will see the stars that we talked about, that make a name for themselves in other companies and in this company. Their champion, Spencer Slade, looks like $1 million. He looks like $1 million. Yeah. And he looks to me like he will be somewhere. And he's only been in the business a very short time, and I know he works for IWC also. He looks like, to me, like a young Kurt Angle, and he just looks the part. And if you just want to see this show or these other shows, contact, for tickets, 814-204-2000. 2206. ImagineWrestling.com. That is the top and premier because they have all that history of Keystone Championship Wrestling. So they just evolved into Imagine Wrestling. And I worked for Keystone Championship Wrestling when we blew the roof off of the place. I mean, it's just up there. It's KCW back in the day. They still have fans to this day. And I was one of the most hated guys in KCW history. And I'm probably one of the most hated guys in podcast history. But it doesn't matter to me. So just everybody take a look. Wrestling fans, take a look at Imagine Wrestling and imagine the possibilities. You'll be entertained. I've been to a couple shows
Worth
as a
the
fan.
road trip from Pittsburgh.
Yeah. And they're going to be locally in Blairsville, which is like, Blairsville, PA. They're in Indiana County. They're transferring out. You know what I mean? But that's a little bit north for the Pittsburgh area. But
it's worth a drive.
It's worth a drive.
To see a good show.
Fan friendly. You can take
anybody
your kids.
who wants Bubba to do a review of your promotion for the promotion.
Send
of the
me
week.
stuff. I will.
IdiotRadioNet@gmail.com. Put in the subject line Bubba promotion of the week. And also, if we can work something out with it, talk to our promotions department and we'll work something out. We'll do a podcast live from your event.
Right.
I'd love to do it.
We can take the studio on the road.
You're going to get three of the most exciting individuals with a microphone, and if you ever give me a mic, ladies and gentlemen, I guaranteed you'll be entertained. This is this show here is the best. I do another show, but this show is the cat's meow.
So now while we're actually here, 1 hour into the show, the Royal Rumble. Before we take our last break of the show, a lot of things happen at the Royal Rumble. A lot of swerves, a lot of surprises. Entrants come in, and sometimes it's just
This is the best pay-per-view of
tug
the
at
year.
your heartstrings
Best
just
pay-per-view
to
of the
see
year.
somebody that you haven't seen in a long time. They come in and make a short run, and then they get tossed out, and the crowd goes crazy. Some of the people that maybe you would like to see or are rumored to see come for this year's Royal Rumble. I seen there was like an article I read that said 5 rumored people that could show up. One of them being Edge.
Yeah,
That would be huge.
Which would be a good
It's
possibility.
not.
I feel.
It wouldn't be too much of a shock.
I think that there's
Because-
a stretch with some of the other ones. I think on that list.
Yeah.
But Edge is a possibility.
Because they've been talking about his in-ring return and things like that, and he's been cleared. So if he does come in, and this is why I hate WWE being a publicly traded company, because that information came out weeks ago, months ago, that he was cleared. So I don't know. That was one of them. Ronda Rousey, it wouldn't be a complete shock to me.
No, but at the same time,
I know she's filming, I think, an Expendables movie right now.
Expendables 5?
I think so.
Was it all female cast? Is that the one?
She's just one. I think one of the Expendables. I think.
I don't know.
I don't see her showing up.
I could. Well, you never know. But what irritates me is these people that come back only for WrestleMania time.
But if they show up,
I've always
she's
had
got something.
I've always had a problem with that.
Well, with the Baszler thing,
Yep, and
that would,
yeah.
Okay,
yeah, but then if Rousey comes back and Baszler is in the mix, it kind of takes the spotlight off of Baszler.
Oh, it does. But they
Which
they
sucks
inform
for
that
Baszler.
they have to do that stuff that you've always been talking about, Todd, is the horseman of the MMA to that has to before we die has to have some
That
kind
should have
of,
had. They were
Guess what?
teasing it months ago. They should have did it.
But let me tell you something. Something that should have happened before we die should have been Undertaker and Sting, and we're never going to see that.
No.
And if we do now, I don't think we want to.
It cheapens it.
It's gonna,
It's terrible.
Another person is Paige. That they
Paige.
were talking
That'd be
about
good.
making
Could
an
happen.
appearance.
That'd be good. I like Paige. She lives in Pittsburgh, right?
She did.
She
I don't know.
used
she
to,
moved
yeah.
out?
I don't know.
darn.
I have no idea. She could
used
still.
to.
She used
Yeah,
to be
she
here.
does not. I don't believe she
Moved
lives
out.
there anymore.
Well, when the Steelers had 2 losing seasons, she rolled out of Pittsburgh, probably. I don't know.
She was living with Melina, I think was her name.
Or no, Rosa Mendez.
Rosa Mendez.
They-
She's married to the guy who owns Blackcraft.
Yeah, which
Clothing.
they're divorced now, I believe.
Yeah.
And Blackcraft is where? Poof. What are they?
I don't think they're running, but they still have the clothing line.
Oh.
And they did whiskey for a while.
And I
don't know.
think Rosa Mendez owns like some kind of like coffee shop or something out in Peters Township.
Oh, is that where Paige was and she had a coffee and she?
Yeah.
Okay.
She owned an ice cream store.
Oh, yeah. That's,
I'm drawing a blank on
Ice
it,
cream.
but no, it's ice cream.
Wasn't Krispy
no,
Kreme,
No,
was it?
listen though.
I'm sorry.
No, you might like this. You might run out of this room actually.
Oh.
It's a donut, a glazed donut.
I haven't had the donuts.
With ice cream in the middle. It's a donut ice cream sandwich.
Ooh. And it's still like
Still there, but she sold it.
Oh, okay. Maybe we should go down and try it when I'm.
yeah, I'll try that. We can
Yeah.
get the food guy, the food blogger, to go with us.
Yeah.
You know what I didn't like was the KFC donut chicken sandwich. Wasn't a fan. It should have been like a maple donut. Then maybe. But
I just eat donuts. Like
another possible rumor: CM Punk.
Okay.
Too obvious, I think.
It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
does he need to?
I don't know. He didn't need to come back to work for.
But I don't. I just.
He's working for Fox. though.
Yeah, but
I don't know. I don't. If they're gonna bring him back, they've already started something with him. They've already started heat between him and Seth Rollins. So why wouldn't he go against that whatever that faction he's building?
yeah.
The Messiah, and now they have Buddy Murphy and
Which, just a side note, real quick. That's actually Finn Balor wanted that faction.
yeah.
He's the one that kind of came up with that.
Oh,
And
they stole it from him.
Somebody interviewed him, and he said he wanted AOP to be a part of a faction. Would they do 2 weeks later? There was Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, yeah, I see what you're saying. I don't think it's likely for Punk to come back
I don't either.
for the Royal Rumble.
The fans
I'm not
want
saying
it.
never.
He'd be
say
the
never.
biggest. Edge and him would be the biggest guys that would come through the curtain.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I could see Edge. I could see that happening.
Or to get some old school WWF guy coming in just for.
I heard Public Enemy's gonna. No, I'm just kidding.
That'd be cool. Why
no,
not?
well, they're not. Yeah, yeah.
The oddities will be there.
I could dress up in my Golg outfit and go with my South Park.
Yeah, that was a thing for you.
Yeah, that was dumb as hell, but
Jinder Mahal hasn't been around in a while. Maybe
Terrible.
He comes.
he didn't captivate the India audience, and they gave him the title, and he should be happy that he got that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is there somebody we're probably not mentioning that's coming through the curtain that?
Okay, well,
Hopefully.
I'll run through a little bit of short list of who I
okay.
read.
Okay.
We might have read the same list, but Punk was one. I don't think it's going to happen, but never say never. Cena.
Yeah.
They said Cena could be a
Because
possibility.
he's been very vocal about being a part of WrestleMania.
Yep.
But he's been vocal not to break Ric Flair's record. I've seen that. He does not want
really?
to. He does not want to break that record. God bless America.
Yeah. Hogan.
Oh
They said he's training.
Oh yeah. I seen his
Yeah.
dude.
He has the
he has a
beard
beard.
and-
And he looks like the Boogie Woogie Jimmy Valiant.
He looks he looks like Santa Claus.
He looks like
on,
somebody's
with
grandpa.
muscles.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
That would be so over. But can he just? All he's got to do is
He just got his
toss him
neck
over.
fixed.
That's all he got to do.
He just got his neck repaired.
He doesn't care. He doesn't
like
care.
weeks ago. It was like right
Yeah.
before Christmas.
Yeah, he's still. I mean, he was lifting his arm. I mean, he's huge. Like
Yeah.
Hogan would be huge now that he's back in. Look, I'm marking out right now for Hogan. Hogan, you know who? This is great. Hogan can come to the Rumble, come out, and then you know who's coming out? Virgil, and then he throws Virgil over the top.
Oh gosh, we've talked about Virgil way too much on this show.
I'll be
today.
honest with you. I could care less to see Hogan.
What was
wrestle
his
again.
name?
No
Soul
offense.
Train Jones, the
Yeah.
most racist name you could get.
Yeah,
him.
this is how he did his promo for All Elite. He had to read it.
He was shaking.
And he's like, this is how he did it, like this.
He looked like Michael J. Fox standing in the middle of the ring.
Get it right.
And Michael J. Fox could hold it straighter.
so wrong. Anyway, move along. The Boogeyman, who sometimes makes his annual appearance. That was a rumor. HBK, I thought was an interesting one. But hey, if they need spots
Yeah.
filled, I don't know. That was another one that was
What
rumored.
about Undertaker?
I didn't hear that.
Kane, because they just talked about it on SmackDown how he had 43 over the eliminations.
But would that be a surprise? I mean, he's
No,
kind of
but-
back in the mix now.
Yeah, but he could come out and get like 2 more, or he could get over 45. But I believe Kane will probably come out.
Yeah, I
But
can see that.
What about Undertaker coming in, maybe come in last, win, and take on Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, at
I think
WrestleMania.
I'd like that. I'd be fine with that.
I'd
I'm
be
okay with that.
ecstatic with that.
Because I'm interested to see where they go with the Fiend. Like who
Yeah.
are they going to put up against him at Mania? I can't.
Do you have any
But
other?
would he beat if that ever happens?
What about Gronk coming through?
I wouldn't put it past any. But do I want to see it? No. But
Do you got anything else? Anybody else on your predictions
I
that could possibly come through?
no. Just as women wise, I had Ronda. Really, there's only 4 women technically.
Yeah,
Everybody that was a
we're
woman's
going
already
to take a break and we'll
Right.
get into that after the break.
I can't
So,
think of anybody.
Everybody
'cause-
else's main roster.
Wendy Richter is going to no.
and Medusa.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break, and then we'll be back, and
We'll be right here.
We'll go right into our predictions of the entire card of the Royal Rumble.
It took an hour and a half because we could do this show for 7 hours. It'd
It's
be
the
same
Triple
thing.
B and Double D Heavyweight Podcast right here on Idiot Radio. We'll take this short break and be back in like 30 seconds.
Looking for a DJ for your next party, corporate event, wedding, or special occasion? Contact Rich Who Entertainment, the official DJ of Idiot Radio. For free quote and information, give them a call at 412-266-1266. That's 412-266-1266. Rich Who Entertainment, DJs for all occasions.
We're back on the Triple B and Double D Heavyweight Podcast. The fabulous Three Birds.
That's right.
Michael.
Now
Michael.
that we
BB
have
Hayes right here.
our super producer, Gary DeBar in the mix. Royal Rumble, it's a week away. Sunday, January 26th, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific.
I actually wish it was on 4 p.m. here.
Yeah,
They go way too late, man.
yeah,
Now they do, yeah.
they do.
This to me is the best pay-per-view of the year because I always like the Rumble.
Because it kind of sets the tone for the rest of the year too, and Mania, and if they do Rumble right, the road to WrestleMania is very exciting.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they've brought it here a couple times. I don't think it's on the gauntlet this year, the road to WrestleMania. But in the past, they've done it.
Well, I think
We have a
they have
Raw.
a Monday Night Raw. They have a Monday Night Raw in
Coming,
yeah.
Okay,
It's in March.
Yeah, it's in March.
okay, so
they're not. Last
So-
time we went to Monday Night Raw, they had 75 million commercials, and it just doesn't like.
Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was terrible.
That was tough. But hey, if they want the podcast to go there to see the Raw,
Yeah,
then
Vince.
we're
Yeah.
Pay us. We'll come down. Sit out in the parking lot.
WWE Network $9.95. There's a free option now too. The first match, the 30-man Battle Royal, Men's Royal Rumble. Some of the entrants that are in it right now, champion Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, King Corbin,
Why would Brock be in there?
Dolph Ziggler,
well.
Shinsuke Nakamura, Braun Strowman, Eric Rowan, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, Elias, Rey Mysterio, Ricochet, Drew McIntyre, Otis, Tucker, Rusev, Lashley, Aleister Black, Buddy Murphy, and R-Truth has been undeclared after declaring. So that's what the notes
He'll be there.
from WWE.
He's your comedy.
He'll be our-
He's your comedy. That's your comedy spot.
He'll be in. He'll be out, but he'll be there.
That's your comedy
They
spot.
they kind of teased that John Cena thing again on Monday Night Raw, where he's like, "My hero John Cena says."
Yeah.
So what?
was good, though.
Maybe John Cena does come and helps Truth.
Do I want to see it? No, but hey, you never know. And then Cain Vasquez or whatever.
Is
The
he
UFC.
official? Because I got this right off of their site.
He's on my list. If he
He
comes
may
in,
be a surprise.
I could see him coming in at 30 or late.
Yeah.
he's
He's got to be in better shape than he was, when he
yeah.
fought Brock.
terrible.
Yeah. Okay, so here let's lay the land here a little bit. Okay, so Brock Lesnar's coming in at 1.
Why? I don't understand.
It
Is he gonna-
has
is
to
he-
have major implications. Now, does
Yes.
he win?
And he's gonna fight himself.
he's
What-
either
Does he
gonna-
win and then fight the Fiend and unify the title?
That could be, or he. But I don't see that being even a good match. If
No.
he were to win, then he could say, "I don't have to wrestle anybody at WrestleMania."
Yeah.
And people would like that.
And but
But he's a special attraction.
You guys keep telling me this, but you're not convincing me.
Two things
Can you?
I've noticed about Brock. Brock either dominates and wins, or gets hit in the nuts and loses in 2 minutes.
Well, or this is what can happen.
You would think after that happened twice, he would go buy a cup.
This is this is my See, that's his kryptonite.
Yeah.
The only way.
Well, Sable probably.
This is what my prediction for the match would be. Lesnar will be in there for a little bit. He'll dominate with all these scrums that come in, right? Cain Vasquez. Well, I'm sorry, the name, whatever.
Maybe that leads up to them at Mania.
Yes,
and the SmackDown guy wins.
Wait about the?
He's going to be the one that eliminates Brock Lesnar.
What about the boxer? What the
Tyson? He has a boxing match coming up.
Oh, okay.
Because I just read that he masturbates 7 times a day to keep his testosterone level up.
Does that work?
I don't know. According to Mick and Rocky, it weakens your legs.
Oh,
Okay.
Huh. 7 times.
We took some weird turns.
Oh, we did. I'm sorry. Sorry, people.
Don't act like you didn't beat that record. Okay, let's
12.
Well, let's go. Let's just do an all-out prediction.
I know who I'm taking.
Okay,
I already
you go first.
Okay. I'm taking, because I think I took him last year, was Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, I
yours?
feel like
I'm sorry.
I feel
No,
like
it's all good.
McIntyre should win, but I think it's going to be a SmackDown guy, and I'm going to go with Roman Reigns.
You're gonna go with Reigns?
As much as I don't want to see it, I think that's what's going to happen.
I think Reigns is gonna have another main event match. Whether it's last or not, I don't know.
He's won it before, correct? Yes.
Yeah.
So he'll be a 2-time winner.
Twice.
And really, I watched Hobbs and Shaw last night, and Roman was in it, and he didn't even have a speaking role.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like...
That's fine.
Yeah.
He gets some IMDb credits.
Yeah. I hope it's not Roman. I'm not against Roman. I have nothing against Roman.
I don't want to see it, but...
You hate Roman. What are you talking about?
I do, but I like Roman. I'd like Joe.
Hey, why don't you be honest why you hate Roman Reigns? Bubba's girlfriend loves Roman Reigns,
does.
and he hates
that's
Roman
not
Reigns
it.
because she loves him.
But also,
fiancé
Tammy loves Drew
likes-
McIntyre.
Shout out to Tammy. I'm just calling a spade a spade.
My fiance likes Roman Reigns too.
See?
so-
Yeah, see, we're all screwed.
You know who my wife likes? She doesn't. I don't think she likes attractively. She loves the Big Show. Not because of looks. Like, she just likes it. I think she gets the song stuck. It's the big. She loves the Big Show.
That's funny.
Anyway,
All right, so I predicted Roman Reigns. Bubba predicted McIntyre. Who do you got, Mav?
I say McIntyre.
You have to have somebody that's winning this that can be
McIntyre.
strong. You know, unless they...
No, and every ounce of
They're pushing him. They've been pushing him.
McIntyre should win.
Yeah.
He should win, but
That
he
would be
won't.
great.
They'll screw him.
I
Goldberg's going to come. I don't know.
that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I see. I'm sticking with Reigns.
I see. That wouldn't surprise me either because I think he's going to have a significant part in. Okay, so McIntyre you think's going to win. You think Reigns is going to win.
Yeah, and
So
you
who are
think
they
McIntyre?
I think McIntyre's going to win, but what title they're going to go against? I don't know.
Well, that's why I think.
Can we do another? Let's
The
do.
Fiend.
I think
Can
if Cain Vasquez comes, that's the main event at Mania.
Yep.
And Kane goes
that'll be
over on Brock
terrible.
if he's in shape.
No, you watch. That's going to happen.
And then
I know, but it's going to be terrible.
it's going to be a SmackDown guy that wins the Rumble. So the best choice, I think, is Reigns.
Yeah, you're
because
probably
it's
right.
good versus evil. And
What about AJ Styles?
well, he's on Raw.
What
So
about
is
AJ?
McIntyre,
What
so-
about AJ though? Like just because Rage.
As of right now, the other OC
Or
members
if-
aren't in the Rumble.
or if that feud with him and Orton, I like it. So
Well,
they're going to eliminate each other, maybe.
Let's put it
Yeah.
this way. You have me convinced with Reigns. That makes so much sense. Okay,
man.
but they got to do something with McIntyre because they've been pushing him like
But
crazy.
too, a lot of these guys have matches too in the show.
Yeah.
Reigns,
Well, they're
Reigns
pushing-
and Corbin are fighting, so they could cancel each other out.
They're pushing
What
Corbin.
if-
They're pushing Corbin hard too.
What if Seth Rollins wins? I mean, he has the faction now. Buddy
But
Murphy's in there.
We don't need to see the Fiend and Seth Rollins again, though.
No.
Though we don't need to see Roman
He made
Reigns
him
and Brock
become the
Lesnar.
Monday Night Messiah.
But does
Thanks.
he go?
That stupid red light. Thanks, Bray.
Yeah, you can go blind watching that.
So yeah, I don't know. So
It better be. All I want to know. I just want to be entertained by this Rumble. It better fit the storyline. So
Yeah.
whoever's coming up with whoever's going out and doing this, make it make sense. But I don't like that main event for WrestleMania if that happens.
I'm telling you, that's happening.
I hope not.
I would. I'm telling
That'll suck. And they lose like Braun. They lost Braun Strowman.
Ugh.
They just.
Well, that's I hate what they did with Braun Strowman.
Terrible.
One day he's flipping over ambulance, the next day he's losing to Shorty G. Like, shut the fuck. Sorry, I just.
That's okay.
you. Okay, so
Let's go to the women's.
yeah,
Royal Rumble, and like you were saying earlier, there's only Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, and Sarah Logan, so it is wide open.
yeah, they need
You
some
know.
women.
Sarah Logan ain't getting nothing.
Char-
I'm going.
I don't want
I'll be
Charlotte
last.
to win it. I don't want even though she's been out of the main event picture far too long. That I think they're doing it to protect Becky, but
That who you're taking?
no, I'm
Okay.
going to say Baszler comes and wins.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you on that.
Because to me, it doesn't make sense that maybe Rousey helps Baszler win. I don't know. I don't.
Well, I'll be
It
honest.
doesn't make sense to me for them to have Rousey come if Baszler's going to win.
You took mine. That's who I was going with.
I was going with that too.
So
well,
all
I like
three-
Charlotte. I do like Charlotte. So
So-
if it's either those two for me, I'll split it. I'll take Charlotte because
I think
because they're going to give her a Rumble victory because they put it in a resume.
Yeah.
I think they need to get Alexa Bliss back in the fold a little bit too.
She's just no.
But it's not going to happen.
But
I say
you
it's
know
gonna
what?
be-
Her character and what she does is great, but she's just not hacking it physically because she's so much smaller than the top women of the company right now, and I think that's where she's starting to fall off as far as Alexa Bliss goes.
She lost her momentum with the injuries. I think she
Yeah.
can keep.
Those
I-
concussions
I
did her
think
in.
she can keep up in the ring. Like I think she
Moves
can work.
wise, but physically, like durability,
That's,
they're just
once you-
out
well,
muscling.
I
her.
know from experience.
Yeah.
Smaller people take a lot more bumps, and
Yeah.
that causes issues, and that's I think where she's at this point. So I agree to you to an extent.
All right, the SmackDown title match, The Fiend versus Daniel Bryan, Part 2.
Strap match, right?
But this is a strap match. Is this a traditional strap match where they have to touch each corner of the ring?
That's how you're supposed to do it.
That's a traditional strap
Right.
match, but that doesn't mean they're going to do that.
But the WWE is not traditional.
yeah,
I think it's going to be a great match. To be honest with you.
He's not dropping a strap.
No, he's not.
I don't
not.
think he should anytime
No.
soon. I think they put it on him too soon. But I think the Fiend kind of lost a little bit of momentum with after getting the title. But now that he has it, you've got to come up with something pretty dramatic for him to lose it.
Yeah,
Right.
and there's
Something pretty
nobody.
big.
I don't even know if he loses it.
So we all say the Fiend wins
Yeah.
Yeah.
wins that.
And then hopefully he has.
Is there going to be the red light, you think?
Yeah. That'll suck. It messes up my eyes.
I don't know. Since it's a gimmick match,
I hate
maybe
it.
not.
Well,
I don't know who.
They-
I don't know who in the higher ups said, "Hey, let's do a red light."
yeah. And,
Like, you can't see
and
anything.
Mav had a good point last show. They did it with Kane, but it
did.
was only like his matches were only like 10 seconds long.
That's when he
or-
came through and he came out and he did the thing and then it was red and then he turned, and he put his hand down and then whatever.
Yeah.
I can't even tell. I can't even see him work when the red light is. I can't tell.
Yeah,
what's
and
going on.
the sad part is he doesn't need that red light to hide anything. He's a decent worker.
Oh my God, yeah.
The Raw Women's Championship. I'm
I know-
saying Becky retains.
I'm saying Becky retains.
Well,
That's who I have
I'm
circled.
okay. Well, I
like Asuka a lot, though.
I do like Asuka a lot because I just think that lately Becky,
I think she's fighting the wrong champion.
well, wrestling wise, Asuka is way better than Becky.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go. I'm gonna switch it up, and I'm gonna take it. She's gonna drop the strap to outside interference. Somebody's gonna help her, and Asuka's gonna be champ.
Rousey.
Okay.
Somebody.
So what do you envision?
But the
for
green
WrestleMania?
mist. You know what I mean? That green mist is
The Muda Mist.
yeah.
Okay, so then who do you envision for WrestleMania then? Who did you say was going to win the Women's Rumble?
Baszler.
Baszler. So Baszler and Asuka would be a good match, but I
Yeah,
don't
but
think
they've
that's
also
not
teased
their...
it where Becky's never lost,
But
to
also,
never
too-
won against Baszler in
Right.
anything.
But also too, if she drops the strap, she's got 3 months to try to get the strap before Mania.
True. But
What if Becky retains? Baszler wins
that's the match they
That's
want.
going to set it up. Yeah.
and then Becky wins at Mania, and Rousey comes out and destroys Becky at Mania. That would be more
I
interesting
don't,
than
if Rousey doesn't come at Royal Rumble, I'm not sure we're going to see her.
yeah. I don't know. I just I don't see Becky losing.
But
I think whoever wins that Rumble, it's gonna
You're getting
it's got to be Baszler.
you're getting the same thing with Shayna
Yeah.
as you would Rousey, but better.
She's better. She's a
Other
better
than
worker.
the star, other than the star, you know.
Well,
She's a better worker.
They're not getting the publicity.
Baszler's a true heel,
And a
where
better worker.
They had to manufacture Ronda to
Yep.
be the heel.
Yeah, they're not getting the publicity. They're not going to get from ESPN and all
Right.
that stuff. But they're going to get a better match. I promise
Yeah.
you that.
And her sidekicks on NXT, those
So-
girls just the part of the MMA horsemen.
But the problem is those two girls can't work.
They can't. They're terrible.
They're terrible.
Yeah. So who we all? I'm picking Becky.
Becky.
I'm going Asuka just to
Becky,
I'm
okay.
getting out of the box, and I'm just going to try something different because since I'm so good at picking. Stuff.
We probably should have been writing these down. I'll write them down in the playback.
Okay. But then it sets up for something because the drama is when Becky is going for the championship, not being a champion. That's, yeah. And I don't think she's her.
I don't think
I
they
did
take
like
it
her,
off
and
of
I.
her.
But I just.
I like what they did with her last year. How
This year
she was the underdog, and
now
they,
she's just like I'm so tough now, and she's the man, and the man stuff's starting to wear off with me. Like I'm starting to lose.
I think all this everything started to expire for me is when they paired her and Seth together, when they actually acknowledged their behind the scenes romance.
She's got the kahunas, and Seth got nothing. So right there,
and he really heard from it, and that
right.
and his social media escapades.
Yeah, right.
which are probably way worse than mine.
And he'll still make the Hall of Fame, people.
Oh yeah, well
And he didn't do porn. No, I'm just kidding. All right,
with Becky.
the next match, the women's SmackDown title, Lacey versus Bailey. I think they've manufactured Lacey to be likable, and it's gonna be her. It's her time.
Lacey's going to take it, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I mean they're not going to have both lady straps because I took Asuka, but I'm taking Lacey Evans because I do like Lacey Evans because I hate Bailey's haircut. It annoys me.
I'm a big Bailey.
And I do like Bailey when she was a face.
Yeah.
She was the John Cena of the female wrestling. I mean, she was like, oh, Bailey's all
But
huggable.
I respect the fact of them trying something different with her because that's where they went wrong with Cena. That's where they go wrong with Reigns. So at least try it.
Well, her hair
Is it good? No.
Her haircut's
But at least they tried it. Eventually, she'll turn back to be, Bailey. But I think Lacey's going to go over, and why not? I think she's earned it at this point.
Well, she's she's an ex-Marine, so they're playing off the Marine stuff.
The
and
daughter.
they're playing off the daughter. And what mother? This is what Tammy told me. What mother is not going to defend their child by anybody? And when you badmouth someone's kid, the Wolverine claws come out, and it's going to be something. And actually, there's something on the internet where I actually heard her sing. Like she can sing because they had Elias, with a guitar, and she was singing. I think Patsy Cline or something. Her and her daughter.
Wow.
And it was good, really
But
good. It's
they've
on there.
done
People.
they forced you to hate her in the beginning. I don't really think it ever caught on. And now that they
I
flipped
seen her in NXT and I liked her.
they flipped the switch with her,
I have a thing for blonde.
and she's really likable now.
Yeah.
It's crazy
is,
how
And now she's patriotic, and now
Yeah.
she does the Southern. It's like
Southern Belle.
it's like a Southern Belle, hospitality Southern Belle. Not
yeah,
like,
and she's
not
a
like
mom, and
right.
she's a military.
I'll make you iced tea. Yeah,
She's-
just sit on the porch.
She'll make you iced tea and sit on the porch, but she'll also kick your ass. Yeah.
Her that lady's right is that's how she's gonna win.
Women's
The-
right.
Oh, women's right, ladies right. It's all the same to me.
I mean, the
They're right all the time.
values and
They're right all the
everything.
time.
There's like a message with it, and like she could be the female Hogan. You know what I mean? The All American sister. No,
She should start using
Well, and the thing is, though, she's the gimmick of she lived it. Like recently, I seen where Sergeant Slaughter. Did you see that Slaughter?
Yeah.
You know what I mean with that. So he was playing the gimmick because he wasn't in, and people were, they're upset. He's playing a character. People. That's why.
yeah,
he
I
played a
don't.
character.
I
But
was
she's
gonna
playing a
put
real
that into
Marine.
the show, and I was like, you know what? Leave that guy alone.
Yeah, he did.
He's done a lot of good with
Yes,
that
he did.
Sergeant Slaughter thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he went heel, and he couldn't leave his house.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Okay.
Yeah, so we all agreed Lacey Evans.
Lacey Evans.
Okay.
On that one. This one, this is the only reason why I would think that Reigns wouldn't win the Rumble. Or depending on when this takes place, if it takes place before the Rumble or after the Rumble, it's a false count anywhere match with King Corbin. This got to be the finale of this rivalry.
That's what
they've got to kill it. I thought last pay-per-view
Was going to be the payoff.
was it.
Yeah, but no, they continued it. I
Well, they
think
kept
this
it
has
longer.
got to be it because
Yeah.
Corbin.
Reigns kind of has the faction now.
Yeah.
And then Reigns has his cousin. It's
They're back after some DUIs.
The thing
And they
of
got
it is,
Odell Beckham Jr. haircuts now.
They must have grabbed somebody in the locker room. I don't know.
Though the thing of it is, that bloodline thing could be really good if they do it right. And people have been calling for that for a while.
Here's
now.
another one, Nia Jax. You said Bloodline.
Yep.
What about her?
Yeah.
Oh,
winning
she's
the
coming.
Women's Rumble.
Yeah.
She lost a lot of weight. I seen a picture. She lost a lot of
Well,
weight.
she needed
so
to.
she's,
Her knees are like.
well, yeah, I understand. My knees are bad too.
my gosh.
But yeah, she's coming back in the Rumble.
Yeah.
So
So the bloodline thing could be good if
I'm
they
taking
utilize it.
Corbin because of Bobby Roode.
I'm taking Reigns because I think it needs to be the payoff.
see, I think if Reigns, yeah,
If he wins this, he's not winning the Rumble
Why not?
because he's not double.
I think
dipping.
I think Reigns loses this.
If he
And
loses,
he's hurt.
If he loses,
And he defies all odds
comes
and
out,
wins the
yeah.
Rumble.
It could be too.
yeah, that's
but,
what'll happen.
They'll be like, "Oh my God, I
he
can't
comes."
believe it."
But a payoff is a payoff, guys. We're not going to win the Rumble and then go back and continue to fight.
well,
Baron
he
Corbin.
can still win the match and still end up
Winning the
with
Rumble.
the short end of the stick.
If he loses this one, he wins Rumble. If he loses this, he wins Rumble. He's not going to win both.
Yeah, I agree.
We're talking about Roman Reigns.
I-
The next coming of John Cena, guys.
He's the next coming of Jesus Christ. I
I really think they dropped the ball with him after all the cancer stuff, and
they could have pumped him up to a newer level with that.
and he was there. The fans were cheering him,
Because
and
he's
then
real.
they
He
just
was real.
Yeah, it was. But I heard in an article that somebody said, I think it was Moxley, said if they would just let him be him,
Yeah.
that he would be so over. That if he could just be himself.
They'd have let Moxley be Moxley. He'd have never left.
Yeah. Yeah. So who do you got? I'm gonna. I don't.
I'm sticking with Reigns.
I'm going with King Corbin.
I'm gonna say Corbin takes this one,
But with help.
Yeah, it's
And
not
then the
gonna be
Usos come
clean.
out. So then there's your 6-man tag matches to whatever. Because that's what they can incorporate. The family versus the King's Court.
Well,
whatever.
yeah, they could also.
They went from no factions for like 2 years. Now all of a sudden
years.
there's 30 factions.
Factions are us. They just go and get,
and they're stupid.
It's because they have more talent that they need, and the only reason they have them is because they don't
they
want
don't
to
want to
AEW.
lose them. Yep.
So that's what happens. You have a million
Now this
factions.
is the stupidest match of the night. Shorty G versus Sheamus.
stupid ass name.
He looks like a character from like my kids' shows.
It's a
like
shame because Shorty G, they had him. I mean, he
I
was
can't
good.
even call him Shorty G.
Guys, he was
Chad
great.
Gable.
He was great in the tag team. Okay, he had something going, and they don't know what to do with him now.
And then, how bad do they screw Sheamus over? This match is going to be like 30. If this match isn't 30 seconds or less,
Oh, it'll be more.
They're
it'll
screwing
be,
Sheamus.
It'll be longer than that. because
Sheamus,
it
Sheamus,
should be a bro kick and that's it.
I'm taking Sheamus. So
They wasted all these returns. Liv Morgan, Rusev.
yep.
You know, like these guys could have had great returns and the great storylines, and they just put them in this. Like this doesn't even make sense.
No.
Like I would have liked to see him and Cesaro go at it.
Yeah.
Cesaro's still a beast. that he's unutilized. And
Well,
Cesaro.
so is Nakamura.
Yeah, they're all
Even though he's the IC
they're
champion,
all-
he's still.
Five of these guys can go somewhere else, and they
be-
could go and
be
they'd
the face of the company.
They'd be just so much, and 700 views. It'd be a million views.
So, Bob, what do you say for that?
I'm gonna
You
go-
saying Sheamus?
No,
You go Shorty G?
I'm gonna go Chad Gable because I hate Shorty G as a name because whoever done that, Pritchard, whoever gave him that stupid ass name is dumb as hell. And I'm going to do it with the big upset. You know, he is just going to pull one out. It's going to be a big upset because they're going to give him something that they're going to give him maybe a little bit of feud. Maybe this is not going to be one deal.
But you're killing Sheamus's comeback, kind of.
Yeah.
Well, what comeback? Go do a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 3 because it just. I've never been a big Sheamus guy
Either have I, to be honest with you.
because he was a Triple H guy.
Didn't he lose in 10 seconds to the Big Show or something, or Daniel Bryan? Or no, he beat Daniel Bryan in 10 seconds
Yeah.
at Mania.
Yes.
That's what it was. I don't know. It's just a waste of your star caliber talent.
Yeah.
Whether it be, mid card, main event, whatever. You wasted Elias's return. You wasted Rusev's return. You wasted Sheamus's return.
All these guys are getting double bookings because they're working a match and then they're going in a Rumble to do 2 seconds. So they're not even really doing the Rumble. So whoever's working these matches aren't going to get a lot of time anyway because they already worked the match.
Okay, so Sheamus goes over. They're both in the Rumble. Shorty G eliminates Sheamus from the Rumble. How about that?
And it still sets. They're still going to do something because they don't have
Yeah.
nothing for any of
I
those
don't know.
two.
I don't know. It's just a waste.
I'm going with Sheamus.
It's a waste. Now, this one isn't confirmed, but I got it off WWE's because we had a match last time that we were talking about, and it never happened. But this came right off the Instagram page. Nakamura versus Strowman for the IC title.
So untapped. Nakamura is so good. And
But then do you have Braun Strowman lose to him?
No,
you have him lose by having Cesaro and
Sami Zayn.
That's a good faction with Sammy talking. I actually because those two can work. All three of them can work. But the guy on the mic is Sammy, doing the stuff because those two Shinsuke can't talk. I mean, that's what's killing him.
He needed somebody to talk for
Yeah,
him.
and he was going to roll out anyway. And I think they signed him longer because they don't want him rolling out because he's going to go to Japan or he's going to go to. They were going somewhere. All three of those guys can go somewhere once again and do something. And Braun is just now another special attraction to me.
He's the new Big Show.
Yeah, and the Big Show's back. Oh, the Big Show's back. So where's he going to go? You know what I mean? Like he was. On Monday Night Raw helping out.
He'll be an
Samoa
entrant
Joe
in the Rumble.
In the Rumble.
And whenever the ring's pretty much cleared, he'll come in and everybody will pop because it'll be him and Brock Lesnar in the ring, and then it'll just be another guy that Lesnar eliminates.
Yeah.
But
how does that main
Or-
event side of Raw come into play with the Monday Night Messiah, the AOP? How does that come into play? Joe and Kevin Owens,
I do like
are
Kevin.
they all in the Rumble?
They're all
Is
gonna be in a Rumble, and then they're probably gonna take each other out. They're all probably gonna want to. AOP's probably gonna double up and take the Big Show out, or take that Big Show and Samoa Joe. They're gonna do
I
something.
know where that could happen, yeah.
But they have so much talent. Like we could talk for hours about this. But
No, yeah, they have too much on the male side of it now. Not enough for the women's Rumble.
they used to have more for the female.
but I don't think it's gonna matter because the women, they have all those women that are not using properly.
But more now than ever, I think they got to be real thoughtful about and strategic about the Rumble and how, because there's so many storylines going on with all these people. Like you got the AOP and Rollins. You got
Roman and Corbin.
you got Shinsuke and
Strowman.
and
yeah,
Zayn.
so there's a lot of storylines that are based in the Rumble, which should be anyway.
Yeah.
So really, a couple of these matches didn't even have to be.
No.
what do you guys take? You took Shinsuke.
I did.
No, I'm taking Strowman.
I took.
You're taking Strowman.
Yeah. I mean, they've dropped the ball with
I'm
Strowman
going
so many
Strowman,
times.
too.
They've dropped it so many times. They've dropped it with him.
But they
got to give him something.
How many more times can they screw him over?
Exactly. They're going to give him the IC title.
He
And then-
should be somebody that wins the
Can't you just picture this though?
Rumble.
Like this will be one of the stupid matches that they have at WrestleMania. They'll have like Braun Strowman versus the three of them, like Cesaro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when Braun
Shinsuke,
beats him
Sammy.
at WrestleMania, but he's not going to beat him. He's not going to beat him at Rumble.
No, I think they dropped the ball too
I have
many
a lot of
times
opinions.
with
Yeah.
Strowman,
They drop the ball all the time.
and they need to do something with him. I don't know.
We shall see.
Strowman.
7 hours on WWE
I got
Network.
Strowman too.
I've been doing like totally different from what you guys are doing. That's good though. I'm thinking outside the box.
It's pretty funny how we're all pretty similar on a lot of the
We
picks.
are sometimes. I just switched up a couple.
It's not really a lot to pick, for for this card. It's pretty It seems like a very predictable card
But who
for
knows?
being a Rumble. I think the Rumble is going to be the shock,
Yeah.
where the shock value comes.
I hope.
I think that
I hope it's entertaining.
it's wide open right now. And hopefully they do right by the fans for that.
Any surprise entrance you're thinking maybe that you'd like to see? I can't really think of any that wasn't named. but
Yeah,
Well, when
anybody
I
that-
said when we were on break for the guys,
Oh,
I
yeah.
said James Storm.
why not? Why not?
Well, yeah, there is rumors that Beer Money is
Return.
If they return in the WWE, they should work to, but also too the return of John Morrison and the Miz. Those guys will be SmackDown champions very, very soon.
You know what? You know what's funny is Storm, when he originally was supposed to sign with WWE, his music. You know who has his music?
Oh, AJ.
Yeah, they gave his music to AJ, which the music that AJ has doesn't fit Storm at
No.
all, which is weird.
Yeah. Very weird.
Well, they got rid of the guy that does the music, so they got somebody else. But I seen Storm on the NWA Power, you know what I mean, and stuff, and they just filmed that all. But yeah, I mean he when he comes, because I think he left on good terms.
So yeah, I think him and Rude together,
Phenomenal.
but Rude looks
He just came
better
back.
than he ever has.
Well, a little bit of performance enhancement drugs, 7 weeks off. Hey,
Yeah.
you're back. You look good.
You look like $1 million. I wish I could do that for 7 weeks. That'd be great.
Talk about another guy that they killed. Lost momentum.
Yep, he was great in NXT.
Yeah.
They all like if you go to NXT, that you never want to go to the big time because then you're just done. Even though everybody wants to go there and say, and they always want a WrestleMania moment.
Look at Sami Zayn and Nakamura. Those matches were phenomenal.
Yep.
Down there. Oh my goodness, they were phenomenal.
And Sammy and Cesaro were phenomenal too.
Yeah, and it's like they come up, they don't know what to do with them. Vince isn't sold on them. He doesn't like them. They're too small.
They've changed Cesaro's gimmick 43 times.
Yeah.
But in 3 weeks,
He's a cyborg. He's
I don't know how-
007.
Yep.
He's Jason Statham.
Johnny English.
It's like, jeez.
I don't know how Vince is going to incorporate WrestleMania because WrestleMania is the same time as the XFL, and Vince is going to be sleeping an hour trying to get stuff done because then Pritchard is going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff because he'll be on the phone and
Yeah.
Well,
hey pal.
Honestly, in my opinion, like I mentioned earlier to you guys, I think that Vince needs to focus on his football. Let Triple H take on
Yeah,
the main roster.
Yeah.
because he cannot let this football thing fail again because then he'll be the laughing
Guys,
stock of
seriously,
the world.
are you
But
going
I
to watch
think-
that? Are
I
you
am-
going to watch the XFL
I have no intention.
after the first week?
to
Maybe.
watch.
Are you going to watch it?
I'm going to watch.
I had more interest the first time than
Well,
I do now.
I think it's going to be definitely not going to have any relation to pro wrestling, and it's going to go back to the way the NFL was 70s, 80s, and early 90s.
Okay,
Because
but-
Vince wants patriotic. There's not going to be any kneeling, and they have to get paid a certain thing because they have to play more. They're not getting big bucks. So
Do you think it's going to work?
I'm going to gamble. I'm going to say there is a niche for that because a lot of people now would want to see something different because, you can't touch a quarterback in the Orr field of the Sue Richards Force Field. So people want to.
And it's not going to work unless the XFL can start getting draft picks from college football.
Okay. Well, they're actually,
Yeah.
and this is crazy. Like the XFL I seen is actually having like football cards now. You can get like.
I haven't
football
even
cards.
played it down in football yet.
No. Like I don't know anybody. Like
they need
Well,
to
guess what? Chad
Oh, wait.
Ochocinco, he's trying out to be a kicker.
well,
in the NFL.
XFL.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was
They
trying out this past week.
hey, what?
They got to get some of those. I think some former NFL like guys that could probably still play, but not at the NFL level.
If Antonio Brown didn't fall off the wagon, that's where he'd be.
You know who I'm surprised isn't going to be a running back for the XFL? D'Angelo Williams, because he absolutely loves wrestling. Loves it.
He's
Yeah.
I think he's too old. Cause
He did stuff for Impact for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his matches weren't too. It wasn't too bad at all. Like, but the thing is though,
They were very
Vince-
scripted, though.
Yes, but Vince has to, with WrestleMania and XFL, Vince is going to be pulling double duties, and with that, and then Vince will probably scratch some WrestleMania matches because he's probably going to be irritated from the XFL. But I hope the XFL is a success, because if it's a success,
It keeps him away.
it keeps him away from wrestling.
But I just don't think it's going to work unless they can actually pull some people from college that are.
yeah.
This has been 2
Exciting
years.
to watch.
This has been 2 years in doing this stuff. Like, I've watched a couple YouTube stuff on how, and they only have like 10 teams. It's like 10 weeks. There's nothing. I hate to say it. Like, after the Super Bowl, there's nothing. There's NASCAR, and then there's pro wrestling. Pro wrestling is year round for me.
Yeah.
But then you got when the
There's no off-season.
when the Pens are in the Stanley Cup, we have that, and then the Pirates are coming with their $1.99 team that they're bringing in with their new manager.
So-
and the
basically-
brand, they're giving the stadium a facelift, but not the team.
Well, I'm going down to the stadium to see Motley Crue. I got my tickets, man. Vince Neil is going to perform like never before. He's going to lose 80 pounds.
Do me a favor and do all your drinking before you get
I'm
in the
gonna drink
stadium,
like a rock
so Nutting doesn't get any more of your money.
Well, I'm not going to see the Pirates. I'm going to see that.
I know that, but he's still making a buck off of
Yeah.
the concert.
I know, but
I think this is going to wrap our prediction show up.
We predicted a lot of
all
stuff.
over the
Predicted
place.
stuff.
We were all over the place today, and
Well, that's why people have
probably,
to view
this
in.
is probably the funnest one we've done so far.
It'll just keep
Too.
getting better too.
Yeah,
well, and the thing is though, Todd, we're looking for people to hit like, hit share, tell everybody, because
Yeah.
I do believe that in this side of the area, this is the hottest wrestling podcast going today, and it's not like I'm going to fight anybody in a parking lot because I'm saying
might.
it. But okay, well then I got his back, and then the three of us will be the three birds, and then we're like,
yeah.
whoa, here we go.
We gotta have
But yeah, I mean,
That's our.
I and I do like doing this because I think this is great, and we just need the people that are wrestling fans. If you're wrestling
Yeah.
fans, you're going to enjoy this.
the show
because
gets better with you too, because I love to interact with callers, especially bad callers, because then that's where I shine.
You like to mess with them.
Yeah.
oh well,
Yeah.
I mean
The old show, man.
There's no bad callers. So
It was
call.
there was the old show. It was just guys calling in and be like, "Todd, you're fat," and they would just hang up.
that's it.
yeah.
That's all I got?
I love that stuff.
No, well, like they did a couple. Like I posted a leg drop that I did on my Facebook, and this is going to be real quick. And I know we got, but I posted me getting up about 6 feet in the air doing the
it was
Bubster leg
impressive.
drop. Well, thank you. And the thing is though, this Jamoki, was like started bashing pro wrestling, and I was watching TV. I was watching like something like it wasn't even wrestling related, and I looked at my phone, and this
You got
dude's
all
gonna bash me.
fired.
I cut a promo on some dude. I tell you what, I think I made him bleed on the inside. But I got a
peed
lot
his
of
pants.
I got a lot of props. I'm not beating people up, but I was just like, I'm very passionate about. I love pro wrestling. Nobody can do it unless you've been trained. People think they can do this, and they can't. And the thing is, though, don't bash people. Yeah, it might be whatever. It might be written down, or it might be predetermined. It might be scripted. But to get in the ring to do that stuff, like I can't even lay flat now to get on a bench. But yeah. But I mean, I was like, and I got a little bashing from some people about, hey, Bubba, you shouldn't have done that. But the thing is, though, people, I'm going to defend myself no matter what I do.
Yeah.
And if you got a problem with it, look, I'm just expressing my opinion because that's all I'm doing on this show and my other show. I talk
The
about
Triple
stuff.
B Experience.
The Triple B Experience.
Right here, an
Listen,
idiot radio.
Yeah.
So
and
here's the thing, Bubba. This
Okay.
guy friend requested you.
yeah.
Okay.
And I was doing it
So-
to invite people to
Exactly.
get to
So
the Triple
if
B
he
and Double
don't-
D stuff. So I'm inviting people. So
So-
please, when I invite you guys, hit like and stuff because there's a lot of stuff. We're trying to get our numbers up, right, Todd?
Let's get those numbers up.
What I'm getting at is he friend requested you. So if he has no interest in wrestling and he doesn't want to hear about wrestling, he friend requested the wrong person.
Yeah, I guess.
That's my only input.
Unless I was a gardener or whatever.
He was a troll. That's all.
Well, yeah. Well, live underneath the bridge, brother.
All right, so that's going to wrap it up, and then we'll be back the week after, and we'll talk about after Rumble. We'll talk. I think we're going to go pretty hard here.
Oh, I'm ready.
Into Mania, and then we'll go back to like once a month.
I can get here after work in an hour through the lovely city of Champions, and I love to drive down and I'll drive back.
Yeah, so it's we'll be here. We'll be back here the week after the Royal Rumble. We'll talk about how we did on our predictions, and then we'll just have a traditional show.
I'm going to say I'm going to go undefeated.
Confidence, man.
So,
2020 it just keeps rolling. I don't lose now. I just feel that mojo.
2020 is going to be the year for this podcast. So
yeah,
like, share, comment, call, text.
I want to win best podcast again, so we can get another belt.
No way. Do we get the really?
Yeah, we have one on. We have one on the shelf.
That's all you.
Well, that's
all you, and that's awesome.
So lead the way, our fearless leader.
Yeah. So
come on, show us the way.
The election for that is in the spring.
Okay.
So
I'll go house to house, knock on doors.
Guys, we all made New Year's resolution. Well, I did. I didn't. But regardless, if you did to be a better person, you need to come out to this comedy show. So plug it again, and
here
we'll
it
be
is.
on our way.
This is how. Before we get out of here, it's the Stepdad Comedy Showcase with headliner T-Robe, special guest appearances all night. And let me tell you, I'm booking it. So there's 6. This is as intensive as booking a wrestling show, Bubba.
Oh,
You've had the experience.
Then you're stressed out. You're
I'm on
trying
the
to,
phone.
Yeah,
a lot of work, guys.
But this time is different because it's a charity show, and all the proceeds go to the Stepanovich children. There's 3 kids, the ages of 2, 6, and 7.
Oh my!
Their father passed away the week of Thanksgiving. And all the proceeds from this event go to the children. And it's at the Brookline Teen Outreach, January 31st. It's a Friday night, and tickets are just $20 with your ticket purchase. You get free pop, beer, pizza, and snacks. It's also BYOB and a 21 and over event. And you just get your tickets at stepdadcomedy.eventbrite.com. And I got to think, there is an army of people that stepped up. I've been calling in favors and, getting hookups on beer, pizza, just the sponsors that, I never had an event that had this many sponsors. So
that's awesome.
I have
awesome.
An event budget.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome.
McKnight Construction, Fast Signs Uniontown, Pepperidge Farms, South Hills Distributors, Cox Piping Supply, Bill Flynn Insurance, ELG has sponsored it. So, we have so many people that have just stepped up, and then the volunteers that are usually I'm putting a crew together from Idiot Radio. I don't even think anybody from Idiot Radio is working the event except for my fiance. She'll work the door. So it's
God bless her.
And then if you guys come, we'll announce the.
Oh, I'm. You know what? I like comedy. I'm coming down. It's a good cause.
We'll bring out the MC. We'll
this
kick
guy?
off the show. The fabulous Three Birds will kick off the show.
That's comic relief.
And my son is making his DJ debut.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Nice.
My son Anthony, my 18-year-old.
Okay, cool.
So that makes it. It's his uncle that passed away.
Oh, geez,
so
okay.
it makes him part of the show.
That's
cool. So it's.
And I'll be plugging. I plug this on my Facebook, and I'll keep plugging it on my site. And I'm coming when I come down. I come down from Indiana, PA. So if anybody around my neck of the woods that wants to have a good time and wants to party, let's do the Triple B Caravan and follow me down. And
we're even getting a parking lot with a. I'm still working the details out with a shuttle.
Okay.
So that because Brookline is a lot of street parking, so I have this parking lot I'm working on and a shuttle, and that way
anybody wants to get out of town, have a good time.
Tailgate the comedy show, and then come in.
There you go.
I've done that before. I've tailgated at a WCW event before the show.
At the Palumbo.
No, actually in Johnstown, and that's another story. We'll talk in another podcast.
All right, we'll be back the week after the Rumble. Gary DeBar, Triple B, and myself, Double D. Woo. We are going to sign off, and we'll see you after the Rumble. I think, during the Rumble, we'll put a feed up on our page, and we can chat on that on our Triple B Double D Heavyweight Podcast Facebook page. Like it, and then follow us. We'll put some kind of a
Thanks, everybody.
of a feed up on there.
All right.
So.
I love the show. I love the show. And if I love the show, that means I'm pumped up that you guys will love this show. So, just watch it. Watch it and be entertained with professional wrestling knowledge
Yes.
and knowledge of
and
other
some
stuff.
ha-has in there. We
Yeah.
put some funnies in there every once in a while. All right, we're going to get out of here.
Okay.
Happy New Year, guys.
See you guys.